Hey guys, it's me, Rinzler, here, back again for another video. And as of this video, this is my first full video back since March. I'm very happy to be back. And what a way to return with the Blu-ray collection video of 2022. I did one of these last year. It wasn't very good. For some reason, I cut out an entire section without realizing it. I ran out of storage like 2/3 of the way through and had to use my phone. I forgot to set it to 1080p quality. And the intro, for some reason, was like green. I don't know why, but it was just really dumb. So yeah, I was not happy with last year's video at all. Hopefully this year's video will make up for it. I have updated the collection significantly in the last year. If you thought last year's was big, whew, I have added a lot onto it in the last year. I've tried to add in as many of the blockbusters from the last year as I could, even the ones I didn't really care for. If I missed anything, or if there's any other movies that you would like to see me add to the collection, then feel free to tell me in the comments down below, and I will try to add it by next year's collection. So I have changed things up a little bit. I decided to put all my James Bond movies together in one place, just to make things a little bit easier. So we're going to be starting off with the numbers, 007, and then the rest of the numbers, and then we'll move on from there to A to Z. Kicking off the collection video, we have Sean Connery Volume 1. This is Dr. No, From Russia with Love, and Goldfinger. Goldfinger is easily the best of these three, but I did like all three. Easily Sean Connery's best Bonds. And then Volume 2, which is Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, and Diamonds Are Forever. Thunderball is okay, You Only Live Twice is, has not held up, and Diamonds Are Forever, kind of resent that movie, because I really wanted George Lazenby to get another one. And speaking of George Lazenby, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it's a stupidly underrated James Bond movie, and it's definitely in my top 5 favorite Bonds, I would say. Roger Moore, Volume 1, this is Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, and The Spy Who Loved Me. Spy Who Loved Me is easily Roger Moore's best. The Man with the Golden Gun, it's fun to me, I enjoy it, even though a lot of people don't. And then Live and Let Die I just found to be kind of forgettable, if I'm being honest. Then Roger Moore Volume 2, which is Moonraker, which is better than I thought it was going to be, but it's not great. For Your Eyes Only, which is, Octopussy, which I really didn't like. And A View to a Kill, which, once again, I really didn't like. He was way too old to be playing Bond in that movie. Then we have The Living Daylights, which, funny enough, is actually my dad's first favorite James Bond movie. And what a way to start. I really liked this one, honestly. And then we have License to Kill, which I didn't like as much as The Living Daylights, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. I think they could have taken the concept a little bit further. Maybe they could reboot that one day. Then we have the Pierce Brosnan collection, which is GoldenEye, one of the best James Bonds, and my third favorite. Tomorrow Never Dies, which is alright. The World Is Not Enough, which is also, not so good. And then Die Another Day, easily my least favorite James Bond movie. Then we have Casino Royale, my favorite James Bond movie. What a turnaround, am I right? From worst to best, just like that. Then we have Quantum of Solace, which is okay. I don't hate it like a lot of people do, but I don't love it either. I'm kind of indifferent to Quantum, honestly. Skyfall, my second favorite James Bond movie after Casino Royale. Such a masterpiece, just for the song alone, even. But the rest of the movie is amazing as well. Spectre. Oof, this one really disappointed me. This is probably the most disappointing James Bond movie, in my opinion. I know that this movie has its defenders, but I am not one of them. I'm sorry. I really did not care for Spectre at all. And then finally, for the James Bonds, we have No Time to Die. I think my only James Bond movie with a slipcover, sadly. This one's not as good as Casino or Skyfall, but it is better than Quantum and Spectre. It's a decent movie, but I think Daniel Craig could have gone out on a bigger note, personally. Then we have Two Guns. I know absolutely nothing about that movie, except that it's in the collection. 3:10 to Yuma, which is the remake, not the original. I have not seen the original. 5 Flights Up. That is my mom's. I have no idea what that's even about. 5 Feet Apart. I'm not going to make a COVID joke about it, because it's been done before. Let's see. The 5-Year Engagement. 7, What's in the box? 7 pounds. It's such a shame what happened with Will Smith a few months ago. That's all anyone's ever going to talk about with him now, sadly. 8 Mile, much better film than I was expecting it to be, personally. 9, this is a stupidly underrated movie, like so underrated. Please watch it if you haven't already. And then finally for this section, 10 Things I Hate About You. 12 Angry Men, Criterion Collection. 12 Monkeys, underwatched movie, in my opinion. More people need to see that one. 12 Rounds, you'll see a lot of WWE Studios movies in the collection this year, because I am a huge WWE fan, especially since Vince McMahon left. If you know, you know. Let's see. 12 Rounds 2, Reloaded. I do not own 12 Rounds 3, because that movie basically isn't even a 12 Rounds movie, if I'm being honest. 12 Strong. 12 Years a Slave. I've seen this movie once, and I will probably never see it again, if I'm being honest. 13 Going on 30. 13 Hours. Sorry, I'm trying to be as fast as possible, I promise. 16 Candles. Not enough people talk about this movie. I really like this one. It's a classic for sure, but an underrated classic. 17 Again. Didn't really care for that one. 21. It's Kevin Spacey. I mean, you're going to have an opinion about it, for sure. Anyway, let's see. 21 and 22 Jump Street, both are absolutely hilarious, in my opinion. 27 Dresses. 28 Days Later. Terrible Blu-ray transfer, but pretty damn good movie, if I'm being honest. 28 Weeks Later. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it was still good. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. 42, The Jackie Robinson Story. 47 Meters Down. 47 Meters Down, Uncaged. Oop, I almost fell. 47 Ronin. Absolutely love this slipcover. It looks amazing. 48 Hours. My mom recommended me this movie, and I watched it with her, but I don't really like it that much, honestly. I don't know, maybe there's something I'm missing about it, I'm not sure. 50-50, I really did like this one, though. This one was actually better than I was expecting it to be. Somehow it manages to be both hilarious and tragic at the same time. And romantic. Whoa, okay. Hit the camera, sorry about that. 50 First Dates. A not terrible Adam Sandler movie. Those are not that common. 101 Dalmatians. I finally got around to watching that in the last year, finally. 127 Hours. This movie didn't bother me as much as I thought it was going to, but it is absolutely amazing. If you can get past the recent James Franco controversies. 300. Really like this movie. It's a great movie to watch if you just want to feel like, rah, you know? That was terrible, I'm sorry. Sorry I had to see that. 300 Rise of an Empire. Not actually that bad. I was actually expecting this to be a shit movie, but it was actually pretty entertaining, in my opinion. 500 Days of Summer. People have kind of turned on this movie in the last couple years, but it's still a classic in my opinion, even if you agree or disagree with the main character. 1917, a little overrated in my opinion, but it was still absolutely amazing. 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, and The Shining. I like The Shining the most of these three. Clockwork Orange is really amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's probably not my favorite classic ever or anything. And then 2001 I liked more than I thought I was going to. I didn't actually find myself that bored by that movie. And we have the sequel to The Shining, Dr. Sleep, which I have not seen yet, actually. And then finally for the numbers we have 2012, because why not? The A-Team. It was okay. Not an A, but it was alright. AI, Artificial Intelligence. This movie didn't really give me the vibes that I think Spielberg was expecting. It kind of gave me the creeps in some ways, but it was okay. This one was okay. I was expecting it to be a lot worse, honestly, from what people were telling me. Let's see, Abominable. I have never seen that, and I don't know if I ever will, but it's in the collection, because why not? About a Boy, overrated as hell, but it's still a really good movie, for sure. Let's see, Absence of Malice. Accepted. Guilty pleasure movie for sure. It's by no means a great film, but it's funny if you're in a down mood and you just need to pick me up. The Accountant. I got it on 4K because it was actually cheaper that way. Then we have Ace Ventura Pet Detective and Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. I heard that they're making a third one. I don't know if they actually are or not, though. That is still up in the air as of recording. Across the Universe, I had to get this movie because I was a huge Beatles fan, and I am a huge Beatles fan, is what I meant to say. So you have to own that movie if you're a Beatles fan. Ad Astra. Let's see. The Addams Family and Addams Family Values. Values is surprisingly better in my opinion, but I like them both quite a bit. I'm looking forward to Tim Burton's Wednesday Addams show. I really am. The Adjustment Bureau. Underrated as hell. I really love that movie. Admission. Adventureland, another really underrated movie. Adventures in Babysitting. Babysitting Blues. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. I'm sorry about the sticker mark. Those suck. The Adventures of Tintin. Really, really wish this had been the trilogy that they were planning to do. It would have been a great trilogy of films for sure. Like up there with Indiana Jones, maybe. Africa, the Serengeti. Didn't like this documentary as much as I was hoping I would. Then we have Disney's African Cats. I'm trying to collect all the Disney natures, but I don't have nearly all of them yet. The Age of Adeline. I like the concept, but I think they could have taken it further. Air Force One. I wouldn't mind if Harrison Ford was actually the president, personally. Aquila and the Bee. I watched that in school and it stuck with me, so I bought it. Why not? Akira, one of the best Japanimations ever put to screen. Then we have the Alfred Hitchcock Essentials Collection, which is Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds. I'm sorry, I have seen all these movies, but I do forget all their names sometimes. I liked all of them. My least favorite would be North by Northwest, and then my favorite would probably be Rear Window, or maybe Vertigo or Psycho. They're all really good. It's hard to choose. Okay. Aladdin. Really wish I had a slipcover because that is a classic. Then we have Aladdin, Return of Jafar, and Aladdin the King of Thieves. The titles are reversed because they hate me. Not as bad as most Disney sequels, those two, honestly. Then we have Aladdin the live-action remake on 4K, because it is a gorgeous film, no matter what you think of the movie itself. Then we have Alice in Wonderland, the original. A lot of people don't even know there's an original, believe it or not. Then we have Alice in Wonderland, the live-action remake. I didn't have a slipcover last year. You'll see a lot of Blu-rays that didn't have slipcovers last year that do this year, because I was able to accumulate a few. Then we have Alice Through the Looking Glass, not for this one, though. And Alice Through the Looking Glass is a terrible movie, by the way. And the first Alice in Wonderland that Tim Burton did, I actually do like, believe it or not. I don't think it's that bad. Then we have the Alien Quadrilogy, which is Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. Alien and Aliens are phenomenal masterpieces of sci-fi. And then Alien 3 and 4, no, I really don't like those ones. I really hate Alien 3, actually, because of what they do at the beginning. Then we have the Alien vs. Predator films. I actually have not seen these, but I have heard terrible things. Then we have Prometheus, which is a movie I like a lot more than other people, I think. I really, really enjoyed Prometheus, honestly. Then we have Alien Covenant. Oh, man, this movie hurt. This movie disappointed me so badly. I really wanted it to be more like Prometheus, and it wasn't, so... Alita Battle Angel, please make a sequel to this movie. It was actually pretty good. Please do a sequel, or a show, or just something with it, please. All the Money in the World. The fact that that movie came out as good as it is kind of a minor miracle. Thank you a lot, Kevin Spacey. I'm kidding, of course. Christopher Plummer is who I want to thank. All the President's Men. Not my thing, but it's classic. All the Pretty Horses. Amadeus, one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie of all time. And Amelie, one of my favorite romance movies of all time. Get ready for a lot of American movies, everybody. American Beauty. Love the slipcover for that. American Gangster. Not Ridley Scott's best, but it was good. American Gangster, George Lucas's first ever movie, believe it or not. American History X. I love this movie. I don't love the subject matter, don't get me wrong. I hate the subject matter. But it is a very well made and well acted film, for sure. American Honey. Shia LaBeouf is a fantastic actor, and I will not let anyone tell me different. American Hustle. This movie is overrated in my opinion, but it's still pretty good. American Made. Love the slipcover, and I love that film. Then we have the American Pie Unrated Collection, which is the first 4 films. I will probably get the other 4, the direct-to-DVD ones, eventually. Then we have American Psycho. I actually only watched this movie for the first time a few months back when I did that American Psycho meets Spider-Man What If. So check that out if you haven't. I had a lot of fun making that one. American Sniper. Also overrated, but it was good. An American Tail. American Ultra. Jeez, we're still on the Americans. An American Werewolf in London. Classic film. Alright, I'm finally done with the Americans, I promise. Amistad. Anastasia. Classic from the 90s. It's that one movie from the 90s everybody thinks is a Disney movie, but it's really not, I promise. Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. The Rich Mahogany edition, so it comes in this thick-ass case for some reason. Then we have Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. No disrespect to Will Ferrell or any Anchorman fans, but I personally kind of felt like Anchorman was a bit overrated. Maybe I need to see it again, though. I don't know. The Angry Birds movie. I enjoyed it, for the most part. Angry Birds movie 2, which was a lot better than anyone thought it was going to be, that's for damn sure. Animal House. I didn't like this one that much, honestly. I saw it, thought I would love it, didn't really like it, sorry. Then we have the Annabelle 3-film collection. I have not seen any of the Annabelle movies. I have seen the Conjuring movies, but I have not seen any other Conjuring universe films. And then finally for this part we have Annie, which I liked as a kid, but I don't like as much anymore, sorry. Annihilation, very underwatched and underrated movie. Really liked Annihilation. The Ant Bully, childhood film for me, but I know it's not that good. Great voice cast, though. Great voice cast, including Aang from Avatar, so that never hurts. Let's see, The Ant-Man, or just Ant-Man, my bad. Not The Ant-Man. Baskin-Robbins always finds out. Ant-Man and the Wasp, love the slipcover for this, beautiful. Then we have Ants or Ant Z. I don't know what you call this movie, but it is a good movie. It was DreamWorks' first ever film, so gotta have it, am I right? Apocalypse Now, speaking of classics, what a classic that is. And we have Apocalypto. Oop, stuck together. Apollo 13. April in the Extraordinary World. Aquaman. Are we ever getting that sequel? They keep delaying it, and I'm getting a little tired of that. Argo. Argo, fuck yourself. The Aristocats. Have not seen the Aristocats yet, forgive me. Armageddon. Arrival. Oop, sorry. Arrow Season 1. This is the only season of Arrow I own as of recording. I do intend to get Season 2, but probably not the rest, because I didn't really care for the rest of the show, personally. Then we have Arthur and Arthur 2 on the Rocks. Arthur Christmas. What a modern classic Arthur Christmas is. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's so underrated. And underwatched, honestly. The Artist absolutely should not have won Best Picture, but it was still a well-made film, so I give them credit. Assassination Nation. I didn't like this one as much as I was hoping I would, but it was still better in some ways than I thought it would be. The Assassin's Creed movie. I cannot put into words how much this movie disappointed me. Like, oh, seriously, one of the most disappointing theater experiences of my life was Assassin's Creed. This was a pick-me-up, though. Assassin's Creed Lineage. Everything that the movie should have been, in my opinion. Such a good little short film. I really liked that. Assault on Precinct 13. Gotta have some classic John Carpenter, am I right? Astro Boy, kind of an underrated animated movie. Astro Boy. Okay. I'm kind of playing Jenga with these stacks. Jesus. Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Atomic Blonde. I don't know if it's made by the same people, but it really gave me a lot of John Wick vibes. Attack the Block. They just announced that they're going to do a sequel to that, which is pretty cool. Attack on Titan. Which part is this? This is part 2, episodes 14 to 25. This is the only bit of Attack on Titan I currently own. I bought it because I thought it would motivate me to buy out the rest of the show, but as of the last year, I still haven't. So, because that was in last year's, and I still haven't bought any more. Atonement. August Rush. A bit underrated. Let's see. Sorry. The Austin Powers trilogy. James Cameron's Avatar. Yeah, okay, that is forwards. It doesn't look like the cover to me for some reason. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series. One of the best TV shows ever made, in my humble opinion. And then we have The Last Airbender movie, which I basically just bought for shits and giggles. I like to watch this movie sometimes to remind myself that there is no hope in humanity. The Avengers. I've gotten slips for almost every Avengers movie since last year, and I really like this slip. Really good slip. Avengers Age of Ultron. This is the only Avengers I don't have a slip for. I hope to find one day. Avengers Infinity War, the best Avengers movie. Avengers Endgame, a very close second, in my opinion. The Aviator, very underrated. The Babadook, also very underrated. Oh, you're going to hear me say that a lot, sorry. Babe, childhood film, Babe. Baby Driver, love me some Edgar Wright. Baby Mama. The Back to the Future trilogy, love all 3 of those movies, although I like some more than others. Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys for Life. Bad Grandpa, the only Jackass movie I've ever seen. And that includes Jackass Forever. Don't expect to see it in the collection. I didn't buy it because I don't know what Jackass is actually about, if I'm being honest with you. Bad Moms. I've never bothered to look up what Jackass is actually about. Sorry. Bad Santa. Do not own the sequel because I've heard it's not good. Bad Teacher. I liked it. Bad Times at the El Royale. Yeah, Bad Times at the El Royale. I've seen some people just say it's Bad Times at El Royale, so I had to check. Bad Words. I liked half of this movie. The first half I thought was pretty funny, and then the second half, oof, got really unlikable. The main character gets very unlikable towards the end. Balls Out. I have no idea why this is in the collection. I really don't. I've never even seen it, and it looks kind of bad. Not gonna lie. Bambi. What a classic. What a classic. That movie is held up, in my opinion. And Band of Brothers. I do not own the Pacific yet, but I would love to own the Pacific one day. But for now, I am good to have just Band of Brothers in this fantastic metal case that I absolutely adore. Then we have Batman 89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. Anybody who's watched my videos knows that I have seen all 4 of these movies, and I have watched them all religiously for the sake of making even more videos. My favorite, I should probably bring this up again. Batman 89 is a little dated, but I still enjoy it. Batman Returns, by far the best, one of the best Batman movies of all time, in my opinion. Then we have Batman Forever, which is okay. I think it gets too much hate. I think it's alright. And then Batman and Robin gets just as much hate as it deserves. Absolutely atrocious film. Then we have Batman the Animated Series. Childhood in my hands right here, people. Absolutely loved that show growing up. As did I with this, Batman Beyond, the complete series. Can we please get a Batman Beyond live-action movie, please? That would be amazing. Then we have the Dark Knight trilogy, which is Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, 2 of the best superhero films ever put to screen. And then The Dark Knight Rises is fine. It's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's fine. Then we have The Killing Joke. I do hate The Killing Joke, though. Then we have Batman and Harley Quinn. I hate this movie as well. Batman Under the Red Hood. I love this film. That should also be adapted one day into live action. Then we have The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. I didn't like those as much as I was hoping I would, sorry to say. Then we have Son of Batman. Damian Wayne's kind of annoying in that movie, not gonna lie. Batman vs. Robin. Would love to see the Court of Owls in a movie as well. Batman Bad Blood. That was a cool movie. I liked Bad Blood. Batman Hush. Also really liked that one. Let's see. Ooh. Then we have the Steelbook for Batman Assault on Arkham, which is a bit underrated in my opinion. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. Didn't like that one at all. I found that one to be really boring, actually. Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders. Batman vs. Two-Face. Ooh, okay. I'm like playing Jenga with these Blu-rays, I'm telling you. The Lego Batman movie. Apparently we're not getting a sequel to that because Warner Bros. Doesn't own that franchise anymore. So that's sad. Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Didn't like it as much as I was hoping I would, but I still enjoyed it. Batman Ninja. Same goes with this one. And then finally for the Batmans, we have The Batman, which was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely worth waiting for, in my opinion. Then we have Battle of the Sexes. Battle of the Year. I don't know why people hate on this movie so much. The choreography is insane. We have Battleship, because why not? I saw it and it was really cheap and it has slipcovers, so why not? Let's see. Bears. Disney nature again. Let's see. Beasts of the Southern Wild. The ending is a little bit out there, but I do like this movie a lot. Beastly. Could have been a lot better, that's for sure. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I feel bad saying this, but I've never seen an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood before. I did not grow up with that show, but I did like this movie quite a bit. Anyway, A Beautiful Mind should not have won Best Picture, but it was a good movie for sure. Then we have Beauty and the Beast with this beautiful slipcover. I love this film. My favorite Disney film of all time. Then we have the live-action remake, also a beautiful slipcover, but didn't like that movie that much, honestly. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Bedtime Stories. The B Movie. Because why not? I'd give this movie a B. Oh god, I am going to regret saying that, aren't I? Beginners. Be Kind Rewind. The Benchwarmers. Ben-Hur, the classic original. Benny and June, very underrated. And Mary Stuart Masterson is a bit of a celebrity crush for me. Then we have Beowulf. Didn't hate it or love it. I'm kind of in between about Beowulf. The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Marigold Hotel, that's hard to say. The Best of Me. Betsy's Wedding. Better Call Saul Season 1. Season 2. Season 3. Season 4. And Season 5, and I will get Season 6, I promise. But as of recording, Season 6 only just recently ended. But it was one of the best TV shows ever put to screen, in my opinion. So I will definitely be owning all 6 seasons. Do not worry about that in the slightest. Better Off Dead. I want my $2. Beverly Hills Cop. Classic. The BFG. People say this movie could have been better, but it really couldn't have been, in my opinion. If you've read the book, then you know this is basically a seamless adaptation, so there's really nothing to improve on, in my opinion, because it's perfect. It's as perfect of an adaptation as you can get. Big and Mrs. Doubtfire. I love both, but if you asked me, I do prefer Mrs. Doubtfire. Then we have... Whoa, okay. Sorry. These Blu-rays are about to fall over any second. Then we have The Big Bang Theory, the complete series. I don't love this as much as I used to. I really, really used to love The Big Bang Theory, but upon further inspection, I don't like it as much as I used to. It's still good, but I don't care for it nearly as much as I did when I was younger. It's kind of full of stereotypes that I'm not a fan of. Then we have Big Fish, fantastic film. Big Eyes, another fantastic Tim Burton film. Then we have Big Hero 6. I wanted to like this movie more than I did. I still liked it, don't get me wrong, but I think it could have been a lot better, in my humble opinion. Then we have The Big Lebowski. I don't know what it is with this one. I didn't like this one nearly as much as I thought I was going to. Maybe I need to watch it again, I don't know. But, didn't really hit me the way I was hoping it would. Big Miracle. Then we have Big Mama's House. The Big Short. I've tried like hell to like this movie. I've rewatched this movie like 5 times, and I still don't get it. So I am done trying to understand this movie. I will own it. I will take good care of it, but I do not like it. As much as I've tried. The Big Sick. Big Trouble in Little China, or should I say Big Trouble in Little China? I love you, Rock. I love The Rock, but please, please don't remake this movie. Please. It's so good on its own. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I love both films, but Excellent Adventure is significantly better than Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted Face the Music. This one is better than Bogus Journey, but still not nearly as good as Excellent Adventure, in my opinion. Then we have Billy Elliot. I really liked Billy Elliot. More people need to watch that movie. Then we have Billy Madison. It's okay. It's got a lot of classic Sandler moments, but it's not my favorite comedy of his by any means. Then we have The Birdcage. Really enjoyed The Birdcage. Birdman. Won Best Picture, and deservedly so, because it was great. Then we have Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I think this should have just been a Harley Quinn movie. You could have taken the Birds of Prey out, but I did enjoy it. Then we have The Black Cauldron, a movie you'll probably never see in anybody else's collection, because it's not a very good movie, at least from what I've heard. I haven't seen it. But I do look forward to seeing it, because I want to see for myself if it's really that bad. Then we have Black Death. Yeah, I liked it. It didn't really leave much of an impact, though. Then we have Black Hawk Down and Tears of the Sun. I got it for Black Hawk Down. I have never seen Tears of the Sun. Then we have Black Klansman, which was fantastic. I almost knocked over the camera. Forgive me. Then we have Black Panther, which is also a classic. The sequel is about to come out at the time of recording. Then we have Black Sails Season 1. Black Sails Season 2. And we have Black Sails Season 3. I don't own Season 4 yet, forgive me. I actually haven't watched that show yet, but I will get around to it. I guarantee it. Black Sheep. Black Swan. Black Widow. This movie didn't disappoint me as much as other people, mostly because I didn't really think it was going to be that good, if I'm being honest. In fact, it was better than I thought it was going to be, but for a lot of other people, it was just bad. Just disappointing. Then we have the Wesley Snipes Blade trilogy. I'm just clarifying that because in the future, if anybody's watching this a few years from now, you'll have Mahershala Ali Blade. So either way, the second one's the best one easily because it's Guillermo del Toro, and you can't go wrong with him. So then we have Blade Runner. It took me a few watches to really like this movie, but I like it a lot now. Then we have Blade Runner 2049. I would absolutely love to get this movie and and the original on 4K one day. Then we have Blazing Saddles, comedy classic. We have Blended. Can't go wrong with Barrymore and Sandler. They have great chemistry. Excuse me. The Blind Side. I know it's not historically accurate, but I still really like this movie. It's well made. Then we have Blockers, which was much, much better than I thought it was going to be. Then we have the Blomkamp 3, which is District 9, Chappie, and Elysium. District 9 is easily Neil Blomkamp's best film. Elysium is alright, and then Chappie, I think it's way too much hate, but it also could have been a lot better. I cannot wait for District 10, and seriously, I really resent Fox for not making his Alien movie. I really resent them for that. Then we have Blood Diamond, which I know is in an HD DVD case, but I promise it is, in fact, a Blu-ray. It came in an HD DVD case for some reason. I don't know why. Then we have Bloodshot, which, if I'm being honest, is a bit underrated, and it would have done a lot better if it had come out at any other point. Like, it just had to come out when COVID started, and it ruined its potential at the box office. Then we have Blow. Whoopsie. The Blues Brothers on 4K, absolute classic film. My family and me, we all love it here. We love the Blues Brothers. My mom has a tattoo of the Blues Brothers, so... Blues Brothers 2000, not a classic. Do not like that movie at all. Then we have Blue Valentine. Do not watch this movie on Valentine's Day. I've seen a lot of people make that mistake. Then we have The Bodyguard, which I did not like at all. Body of Lies. Bohemian Rhapsody. Overrated, but also a bit underrated. I really liked this one, but I also didn't in some ways. It's kind of hard to explain. Then we have Bolt, very, very underrated movie, Bolt. Then we have Boogie Nights. We have The Book of Life, which Coco is a bit of a rip-off of, but I do prefer Coco. But this one's pretty good, too. Don't worry. Then we have Booksmart. Didn't like this one as much as I was hoping I would, but it was still pretty good. Then we have The Book Thief. The Boondock Saints. The Boss. The Boss Baby. I absolutely hate this movie. My mom bought it. I'm not trying to throw the blame on her, but yeah, I mean, I would not have bought this movie. It's awful. Hate it. Then we have The Bourne Identity. The Bourne Supremacy. The Bourne Ultimatum. The Bourne Legacy. This is gonna fall over again. And then Jason Bourne. I love most of the Bourne movies. The first three are classics. The fourth one gets a little too much hate for what it isn't rather than what it is. And then Jason Bourne I found to just be kind of disappointing. Then we have The Bounty Hunter. We have The Box Trolls, which I really like. And nobody talks about enough. I really like that one. Then we have Boyhood. This movie was made over the course of 12 years, and it had a lot of passion, and I really like this movie. People say it's overrated, but I really liked it, honestly. Then we have The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Problematic film, but I enjoyed it for the most part. And then Boys in the Hood, which is a classic film, and Cuba Gooding Jr., I really hope you get better projects in the future. The Brady Bunch movie. Brave. Braveheart. Brawl in Cell Block 99. Breakfast at Tiffany's. I hope this movie gets a remake. I think it would work better now than it did then, personally. Then we have The Breakfast Club. Never remake The Breakfast Club, though. That movie should be preserved forever. Then we have Breaking Bad Season 1. Breaking Bad Season 2. Season 3. Season 4, my favorite cover. Season 5. And then we have the Steelbook of El Camino. Fantastic series from start to finish. In my humble opinion, is the best TV show ever made. Avatar: The Last Airbender might be tied for that, but Breaking Bad I do think is just that little bit better. Then we have Bridesmaids. Bridge of Spies. Bridge to Terabithia. Not a kid's movie in some ways. Brightburn, definitely not a kid's movie. That's for damn sure. Bring It On. Hard Blu-ray to find now. Then we have Brooklyn. Brother Bear. I don't understand the hate for this movie. I really enjoyed Brother Bear. Not the sequel, but the first one's good. Then we have The Brothers Grimm. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. You will be sorely missed for many years. Then we have The Bucket List. A Bug's Life. I like it, but I don't love it. We have Bull Durham. Bullet. Burlesque. I don't know why this movie is in the collection, honestly. Didn't really like it that much, personally. Burn After Reading. Let's see, the Butterfly Effect movies. Forget the second one. I just got it for the first. Okay. Then we have The Cabin in the Woods. Caddyshack. Call Me by Your Name. Okay. The Call of the Wild. CGI dog aside, it's a good movie. The Campaign, underrated. Let's see, Can't Hardly Wait. I can't believe they're doing a sequel to this movie. Like, why? Why are they making a sequel to this movie? Why? Then we have Matt Salinger's Captain America. Would love to make a video about this one day. Leave a request for that movie in the comments, and I will try to do something about it. Then we have Captain America... Captain America the First Avenger, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Sorry about that. Mix-Up. For some reason, it was not in the collection, right? Forgive me. Then we have Captain America Civil War. Did not like that as much as some people, but it was good. Then we have Captain Fantastic. Captain Marvel. I like it more than I did when I first saw it, but I still don't like it that much. It's okay. It's fine. It's no Wonder Woman. Then we have Captain Phillips. Whoop. Okay. Then we have Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Hopefully not the last either, because I really liked that one. Because I grew up reading those books. Then we have Carrie, the original. And finally for this shelf we have the Cars trilogy. I know it's just Cars 1, but take a gander inside. It is actually Cars 1, Cars 2, and Cars 3. I picked this up used at a video store, and I got it home, and I looked inside, and I saw it was all 3 movies, and I was like, yeah, because then I didn't have to buy Cars 2 and Cars 3, which would have been a little embarrassing for me, because those movies are not that good, just being honest. Casablanca, classic film, classic. Casino. Casper. Crazy story. When I made the Casper Ghostbuster crossover video, I actually had to work all day, because I hadn't seen Casper in years, and I hadn't seen Ghostbusters 2 in years either, so I really had to work very hard on that video, not gonna lie. That one took a lot out of me. Castaway. Classic. Castle in the Sky. Can't go wrong with Ghibli. Casual Sex. I mean, you can go wrong with Ghibli, but not often. Catch and Release. Whoops. Catch Me If You Can. Very underrated Spielberg movie. Cat's Eye. Watched that a lot when I was a kid. Cat's Eye. The Cat Returns. Oh, God. Catwoman with Halle Berry. Oh God, is this movie bad? I got it just in case anybody ever wanted me to make a video on it, and that is the only reason. This movie might be the worst superhero movie ever made. It's very, very bad. Let's see. Then we have Cedar Rapids. I'll always love me some Ed Helms. And then we have Cellular. Very underrated film, in my opinion. Center Stage. Whoa, okay. Chain Reaction. Sorry, you have no idea how many Blu-rays I've got stacked here. It's like always on the verge of falling, so it's got me a little tense. The Change Up. Nah, didn't like it. The Chaperone. Oh, God. Oh, that movie. Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Crispin Glover makes me laugh like a maniac whenever I watch those movies. Let's see. Charlie St. Cloud. I almost forgot what it was called for a second. Brain fart. Chef. I would like a Chef too, but at the same time, I think it's good on its own. Then we have Chicago. Then we have Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and Flushed Away. I'm looking forward to the Chicken Run sequel, even though I didn't really want it that badly, personally. Children of Men. Chips. Oof, that movie sucks. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I wanted to like this one a lot more than I did, but it's a crazy movie, crazy bad movie in my opinion. But anyway, Chocolat. I liked that movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. The Choice. Whoa, okay. Let's see. Alistair Sims, A Christmas Carol. I forgot what the lead actor's name was for a second. Then we have George C. Scott's A Christmas Carol. I don't want to get anything wrong. Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol. Better than I remember, but also not that remarkable, sorry. Then we have the original Christmas Specials collection, which is The Little Drummer Boy, Frosty the Snowman, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I watch Rudolph every single year around Christmas time. Then we have A Christmas Story. I've been told I look a lot like the main character from this movie, so I guess I'll shoot my eye out then. Not literally. Christine. Geez, I'm weird today. We have Christopher Robin. I did not grow up watching Winnie the Pooh, so this movie did not affect me as much as I think it would have otherwise, but I liked it as it was. Then we have Chronicle, very underrated superhero movie that I liked a lot. It's too bad Fantastic Four ruined Josh Trank's career, because Chronicle was a great start for him. We have The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Love that film. Then we have The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. Did not like this one that much. But it was well made, I just didn't really care for it. The story didn't really attract me. And we have The Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which, hot take, I actually liked more than Prince Caspian. Sorry. We have the Chucky 7-movie collection. I've kind of had a bit of a slasher movie kick in the last year, so you'll see a lot more slasher movies in the collection. Then we have the 2019 Child's Play remake, which I don't believe that collection had, so I bought that separately. Then we have Cinderella, one of my favorite classic Disney movies. Absolutely love it. My first ever, or not my first ever, one of my first ever what ifs was on Cinderella. Then we have Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True, and Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time. Cinderella 2 disappoints me. It could have been so much better. The potential was there. And then Cinderella 3 I mostly liked, but it had a couple issues with. Then we have the live-action remake of Cinderella, Disney's best live-action remake, in my humble opinion. Then we have the Cinderella story movies. I got it for the first one. I've never seen the second one. Then we have Cinderella Man, a very underrated boxing movie. Then we have Circle of Friends. Whoops. Whoa, that was close. Citizen Kane, the Criterion Collection. Citizen Soldier. The original Clash of the Titans. I watched this endlessly when I was a kid. Then we have the remake of Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans, which I liked more than most people. Please, 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 please make a third one. Please. I heard it was going to be called Revenge of the Titans. Please make it. Please make that movie happen. Clean Skin. I got that as a present. I've never seen Clean Skin. Then we have Clerks, just the first one, which I have not seen yet. Don't kill me. Then we have Click, another childhood film for me. Cliffhanger. Clock Stoppers. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I'm just going to move this collection a little so it doesn't fall. Cloud Atlas. Nah, didn't like that one much. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Really like that one, though. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Really did not like that one. Didn't really care for that one. Then we have Cloverfield. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I've heard that this is not an actual sequel to Cloverfield, but I have not actually seen this. I've seen the original Cloverfield, but I have not seen 10 Cloverfield Lane yet. Having just watched Prey, though, I really want to watch 10 Cloverfield Lane, because it was directed by the same guy, and Prey was awesome, so. Then we have Clue. Clue is a very, very, very underrated movie. Clueless, also a very good film. It took me a couple tries to really like it, though. Then we have Coco, my favorite Pixar movie of the last 10 years, for sure. Then we have Cold Mountain. Man, I have so many movies I forget what they all are sometimes. Cold Pursuit. Let's see, Collateral, Days of Thunder, and The Firm. I've seen these two. I have not seen The Firm yet. Let me know if it's any good. Then we have Color Out of Space. If you ever need any proof that The Thing was inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, then just watch Color Out of Space. It's such an indication that H.P. Lovecraft inspired John Carpenter. And then we have The Color Purple. Coming to America. Not the second one, because I did not care for the second one, personally. Commando, childhood film. I know it's weird for me to say it's a childhood film, but I watched a lot of rated R movies growing up. The Commuter, a bit underrated. I really like The Commuter, honestly. Kind of reminds me of Speed. Then we have The Company You Keep. Con Air. Put the Bunny in the Box. Love me some Nicolas Cage. The Condemned, another WWE Studios movie, and a bit underrated, honestly. Let's see, Confessions of a Shopaholic. The Conjuring 1 and 2. One of my girlfriends absolutely loves the Conjuring movies. Then we have The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, which, not on par with the first two, but it's alright, it's alright. Copland. Coraline. Oh, man, was this movie robbed of the Best Animated Feature Oscar. In 2009, take yourself back to 2009. Was this movie better than Up? Because in my opinion, I thought it was. Personally, I thought that movie should have won. The Count of Monte Cristo. Really liked The Count of Monte Cristo. I watched that one at least once a year. Courage Under Fire. Cowboys and Aliens. You can't go wrong with Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford in the Old West. I mean, come on. Then we have Cowboy Bebop, the complete series, which I still have not seen yet. The Cowboy Way. Coyote Ugly. The Craft. Let's see. Crank. Whew, that movie's fun. Ooh, okay. Crank 2, High Voltage. Sorry if that was loud on your end. Let's see. Crash. Oof. Man, this movie should not have won Best Picture at all. Crawl. The Crazies. Crazy Heart. Crazy on the Outside. Crazy Rich Asians. Crazy Stupid Love. Really like this one. It was funny as hell. The original Creature from the Black Lagoon. Classic film. Classic. I really wish Guillermo del Toro's remake of that had gone through. Then we have Creepshow. Another childhood film of mine. Then we have Crimson Peak. Oh, man. I absolutely adore this case in this cover. Oh, look at it. I love this. I'm sorry for showing it off, but I really love it. Then we have Crimson Wing, another Disney nature movie. We have both Crocodile Dundees. At least I think there's only 2. I don't know if there's any more. We have Kronos, another amazing Guillermo del Toro movie. His first film, actually. Then we have The Croods. The Croods: A New Age. Love the slipcover. And the movie's honestly better than the first, surprisingly. Crossroads. Whoop. Come on, give me it. Okay. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Really wish I had a slip for that, but I do love the case as it is as well. The Crow, one of my favorite movies of all time. I cannot get enough of The Crow. And it reminds me of a little something called WCW, if you've ever heard of it. Then we have Cruella. Oh, one of my favorite Disney live-action remakes. So much care went into this, and I absolutely adore it. I cannot wait for the sequel. Crybaby. Oh, God, Crybaby is so horrible. Don't watch Crybaby. We have The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Have not watched it yet, but I've heard of a lot of good things. Then we have Curious George the movie. I saw this in the theaters. It was the first movie I ever remember seeing in the theaters, I think. No, it was Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith was my first movie in the theater, I think. But that was my second, I think. We have Cutthroat Island, infamously a failure. And then we have The Cutting Edge, which, it's not a great film, but I am a sucker for romances where the romantic partners hate each other at first and then they come together later. I'm a sucker for movies like that. What can I say? Daddy's Home. Dallas Buyers Club, great film, fantastic. Dan in Real Life, can't go wrong with Steve Carell, ever. Dances with Wolves, didn't really like this one as much as I wanted to. It was good, but it was too long, and there was aspects of it I thought could have been better. Dante's Inferno, an animated epic. Well animated, but didn't really come together for me. Dante's Peak and Daylight. I don't really like either of them, but they are kind of guilty pleasures. Then we have Ben Affleck's Daredevil, the director's cut. Underrated. Michael Clark Duncan killed it as Kingpin. And Ben Affleck's alright as Daredevil. And I was happy for him and Jennifer Garner when they were still a thing. But anyway, 4K of the Dark Crystal. I really like this movie. And I really resent Netflix for canceling the show. The show was really good. Darkest Hour. Gary Oldman, so good as Winston Churchill. Then we have Darkman. I love me some Sam Raimi. Can't go wrong with him. Then we have Dark Shadows. You can go wrong with Tim Burton, though, sometimes, sadly. Then we have The Dark Tower. I've not read the book, so I don't know if it's, like, bad by comparison. Then we have Date Night. Could have been better, but I still love it. Then we have Dave. Actually, love is a strong word. I don't love Date Night, but I like Date Night. Then we have Dawn of the Dead, the classic original, which I watched a lot with my dad growing up. Then we have the remake of Dawn of the Dead and Land of the Dead. I've seen this, have not seen Land of the Dead yet, but the Dawn of the Dead remake I also really liked. Not as much as the original, though. The Day After Tomorrow. When we have The Day the Earth Stood Still, which is the Keanu Reeves one. I have not seen the original yet. We have Daybreakers, very underrated vampire movie, in my opinion. Day of the Dead. Bub is my favorite movie zombie of all time. Dazed and Confused, a little overrated, but I thought it was still pretty good. Alright. Dead Poets Society. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. You were a treasure. Then we have Deadpool. Worth waiting for. I'm glad that Fox actually took a chance on that because it was great and it paid off. Then we have Deadpool 2, which I didn't like as much as the first, but I still liked it a lot. Dear John. Death Note, the complete series. In my opinion, the best anime of all time. This is the Dark Knight of anime, in my opinion. Then we have The Debt. Deep Impact. Deepwater Horizon. I absolutely love this slipcover. Then we have The Deer Hunter. Whoa, sorry. I bumped the camera again. Sorry. Defiance. Oh, come on, give me it. The Digibook of Deliverance. I love this Digibook. Then we have Delivery Man. Could have been better, but I enjoyed it for the most part. Sorry. The Delta Force. I love me some Chuck Norris from time to time. Then we have The Demolition Man. Love The Demolition Man. Watched that a lot as a kid. Then we have The Departed, or The Departed, depending on who you ask. Then we have Despicable Me. Again, can't go wrong with Steve Carell. Despicable Me 1 is fantastic. Despicable Me 2, not as good as the original, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. Then we have Despicable Me 3. This is the only one I full-on don't like. Didn't really land for me. Felt unnecessary. And then, easily the worst one, Minions. Ugh. Minions is so bad, guys. Like, if I were to grade it on a curve, I would give it an F. Like, it's so bad. And I will get Minions Rise of Gru when that comes out on Blu-ray, because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Now we have Detective Pikachu. I hope we get a sequel to that, honestly. It was pretty good. Then we have Detroit. The Devil's Backbone, another great Guillermo del Toro movie, and another beautiful case to mark the occasion. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, childhood film and childhood book. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, the best of the movies, in my opinion. And then Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. In my humble opinion, the movies are actually better than the books. Sorry. I think that the books make a lot of mistakes with Greg's character that I think the movies kind of rectify. That's just my opinion on it, though. Dick Tracy, very underrated film, Dick Tracy. Die Hard, classic film. If you haven't seen Die Hard, you're missing out. Die Hard 2, Die Harder. This one's okay. It's not the worst, but I didn't like it that much. Die Hard with a Vengeance, better than the second one, but still not as good as the first. If anything ever will be, but... Then we have Live Free or Die Hard. I don't know why it's called that, because it doesn't take place in New Hampshire, but whatever. Then we have A Good Day to Die Hard. Awful film. So awful. It's such a shame Bruce Willis had to retire, so he can't redeem the franchise. But I hope you enjoy your retirement, Bruce. We all miss you. The Dilemma. Dinosaur. Ugh, this movie is kind of ugly, not gonna lie. And I didn't like it much. Dirty Dancing. Classic, but problematic classic. The Dirty Dozen. The Suicide Squad was heavily inspired by this, and I can definitely tell. Then we have the Complete Dirty Harry collection. I love that slipcover. Then we have The Disaster Artist. I actually have not seen The Room. I need to see The Room, and then I will watch this movie again. I'd probably like it more if I saw The Room first, but... then we have the Disney Short Films collection. I liked almost every short on there, honestly. Especially The Little Match Girl. Then we have Disturbia. Sort of a remake of Rear Window, and a good remake in my opinion. Then we have the 4K of the first Divergent, which is the only Divergent movie I own, because it's the only one I like, personally. Then we have this beautiful steelbook for Django Unchained, which was robbed at the Oscars, if you ask me. Then we have Doc Hollywood. Doctor Strange, really wish I had a slipcover for that. And same with this, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Have not seen this movie yet, but I've heard it is a little bit disappointing. And I wasn't really expecting it to be that good, if I'm being honest. But anyway, Dodgeball, great film. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Great film. Then we have Dolphin Tale. Let's see. Then we have Don John, very underrated film, very relatable film in some ways. Then we have Don Juan DeMarco. I like this movie. It's kind of a guilty pleasure though, not gonna lie. Then we have Donnie Brasco. We're really getting into the Johnny Depps, aren't we? Donnie Darko, classic film. Don't Breathe. I don't have the sequel because I did not see the need for one. Then we have Downfall, which is the Hitler movie that all the memes are based off of, and it's a great film. Then we have the original Bela Lugosi Dracula. Great film. It's aged for sure, but it's great. Then we have Dracula Untold, which I saw in theaters, so I had to own it. Sorry. And I might make a video about the canceled Dark Universe one day, so. Dragged Across Concrete. Dread. Oh, seriously, please give us a Dread 2. I know it's such a cliche to ask, but please make Dread 2. Please, please, please. Such a great film. Drill Bit Taylor. Didn't really care for that one much, personally. Then we have Drinking Buddies. Then we have Drive, which I liked but didn't love. Drop Zone. Drive was a very well-made film, but it wasn't fully for me, if that makes sense. Dude, Where's My Car? Guilty pleasure movie, that's for sure. And then Due Date. And come on, give me it. And then Duel, which is Steven Spielberg's first ever movie, believe it or not. Next up, we have The Duff. Dumb and Dumber, classic Jim Carrey movie, must own. Then we have Dumbo, which is a classic for sure, but it does have its issues, I won't lie. Dumbo, the live-action remake. Good cast and good director, and good visuals. Then we have Dune, speaking of good visuals. Great visuals for Dune. Cannot wait for the sequel. Dunkirk, what a theater experience this was. I saw it in the theater and I don't regret it. Excellent film. Then we have E.T., another amazing, amazing film that I wish I could have seen in the theater, but I wasn't alive when it came out, so. Then we have Eagle Eye, a bit of an underrated movie. Then we have Earwig and the Witch. Earlier on I said that you could go wrong with Studio Ghibli, and this is what I meant by that. Then we have Easy A, classic film. I loved Easy A so much. Then we have Eat, Pray, Love. Eddie the Eagle, which is a bit of an inspirational movie, I'm not going to lie. Then we have The Edge of 17. Love that movie. Then we have Edge of Tomorrow, not Live, Die, Repeat, because that's not what it's actually called. Then we have Edward Scissorhands. In my personal opinion, this is Tim Burton's best ever film, and I really, really wish I could have talked about this in a video at some point. If somebody has a what-if scenario for Edward Scissorhands, please tell me. I really want to make a video on that. Then we have Ed Wood, Tim Burton's second best movie. Would not want to make a video on that, because it's somewhat based on true events. Then we have 8th Grade. Underrated film, 8th Grade. Elektra. Oh, God, Elektra. It's the director's cut. It does include the scene with Daredevil in it that the original didn't have, but that's about it. That's all I can really say about the director's cut. It doesn't really benefit anything, really. It's still a bad movie. Then we have Elf, my favorite Christmas movie ever, bar none. Then we have Ella Enchanted. I watched it as a kid, but didn't even really like it back then. Then we have Emma Daughter's Jug Band Christmas. Watch that every year as well. Then we have The Emperor's New Groove and Kronk's New Groove. Emperor's New Groove should be considered part of the Disney Renaissance, who is so good. So underrated. Then we have Empire of the Sun. Overlooked film. Empire Records. Employee of the Month. This movie gave me a lot of Office vibes, not gonna lie. Then we have Encanto, overrated as hell. It's a good movie, but people are saying, oh, it's like the best movie since Beauty and the Beast. No, it's not. Come on, guys. I'm sorry, but it's not that good. Then we have Enchanted. Why are they making a sequel to this? Why? There's no need. This movie is great as a one and done. Just keep it that way, please. Then we have Ender's Game. Very, very, very underrated film, in my opinion. Wish more people watched it. Then we have End of Watch. Really liked End of Watch. Very, very, very good film. And proof to me that David Ayer can make really good movies. So don't let Suicide Squad cloud your judgment on him as a director. Then we have Enemy at the Gates. Enemy of the State. I love that cover. And I love Gene Hackman and Will Smith, so there you go. Then we have The English Patient. A bit overrated, but still great. Enough said. Then we have Epic. Not fitting of that title, in my opinion, but it was good. It was not epic, but it was good. Then we have The Equalizer. I don't have the sequel yet, forgive me. Then we have Aaron Brockovich. Amazing film. Then we have Ernest Goes to Camp and Camp Nowhere. I've seen Ernest, have not seen Camp Nowhere, but I've heard good things. Then we have Escape from New York. I will get Escape from LA eventually, but Escape from LA is not very good. Escape from New York is a absolute classic, though. Then we have Escape Plan. Could have been better, but I enjoyed it. The Eternals. Speaking of movies that could have been better, this movie just didn't really leave an impact on me personally. Then we have Event Horizon. One of the few creature features that actually uses PG-13 effectively. Then we have Ever After, my favorite Cinderella movie of all time. What a transition between movies, am I right? Then we have Everest. Then we have Everything, Everything. I absolutely know nothing about that movie. Everyone's Hero. This is a childhood film for me, even though it's not that good. Then we have The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Sam Raimi's beginning, and what a start. What a start. Then we have Army of Darkness. Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. And then we have the remake of The Evil Dead, which is very, very underrated in my opinion. Excalibur. In my opinion, the best King Arthur movie. Just my opinion. Then we have Ex Machina, fantastic film. Wish that movie had won Best Picture. Either that or Mad Max Fury Road. 2015 was a good year for films. Exodus, Gods and Kings. The Expendables. The Explorers, very underrated. And, well, can't go wrong with River Phoenix. Miss you, River Phoenix. Then we have Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I saw this in school. Let's see, then we have Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's last movie. Not his best, but good. Then we have Face Off and Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage. I've seen Face Off, I like it. I have not seen Snake Eyes yet, though. Then we have Fame. Family Guy, Star Wars, Blue Harvest. Family Guy, Star Wars, Something, 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 Dark Side. Family Guy, Star Wars, It's a Trap. I used to like those movies as a kid, but I don't think I like them now. I've kind of grown out of Family Guy. Fanboys, I used to love that movie, but I kind of like it less and less every time I see it. Then we have Fantasia and Fantasia 2000. I actually think I prefer the sequel, which I know I'm very much in the minority, but I think I like the sequel a little more. Then we have Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. Childhood films for me, but neither of them are that good, sorry. Then we have Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. This one's really, really not good, though. Makes the other two look like masterpieces. Then we have Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. It was okay. It was alright. Fantastic Beast, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Bad. That movie sucked. And then 4K of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Not as bad as Crimes of Grindelwald, but still bad. Sorry. Just saying. And then we have Fantastic Mr. Fox. Earlier on I said Coraline could have won Best Picture, Best Animated Feature, but Fantastic Mr. Fox also could have. Seriously, either of those movies would have been a better choice than Up. I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. Then we have Fargo the movie. I've not seen the show, don't ask. Then we have the 8-film Fast and Furious collection. Which is The Fast and the Furious to Fate of the Furious. And then we have Hobbs and Shaw, which I really liked. Whoops, am I playing these upside? No, I'm not. Okay. Then we have F9. Love this slipcover. Then we have Fast Times at Ridgemont High, classic. Then we have Faster. The Father. I know it was awkward when Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor, but it was deserved. It was very much deserved. Or was it Best Supporting Actor? I don't remember. I'm sorry. Then we have The Fault in Our Stars. A little overrated, but I liked it a lot still. The Favorite. Then we have Fear the Walking Dead, Season 1. Season 2. Season 3. Season 4, for some reason it came in a library case when I ordered it online. I don't know why. And then Season 5. I don't own Season 6 or 7 yet, but I will, don't worry. Don't like that show much, though. I'm just kind of buying it because I like the universe it takes place in. Then we have Fences. Whoa, that's gonna fall. Okay. Ferdinand. I got it on 4K because it was actually cheaper on 4K than Blu-ray. Otherwise, I would have just got it on Blu-ray. Then we have Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller. Fever Pitch. Then we have A Few Good Men. You Can't Handle the Truth. Field of Dreams. That movie weirded me out the first time I saw it, but I did like it. Then we have The Fifth Element. Has not aged well in some ways, but it's very underrated, I would say. Then we have Fight Club. Fantastic film. I'd also love to make a video about Fight Club one day. And then we have The Fighter. And then Fighting with My Family, which is a movie I didn't watch for years because as a WWE fan, I was not looking forward to watching this because I knew it wasn't going to be that historically accurate. But it was a good film on its own, if you can ignore the fact that it's not historically accurate. Finding Nemo, classic, must-have. Finding Dory, not as good as Finding Nemo, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. Then we have Finding Neverland, very underrated film. Firefly, the complete series. I've heard that they might finally be doing a season 2. I hope it's true. I really, really do. And then we have the Firefly movie, Serenity, which, didn't like Serenity that much, but I do like Firefly quite a bit. Then we have Firewall. Let's see, we have First Blood, the only Rambo movie I own, and probably will ever own. The First King. 4K of First Man. These are getting stuck together, forgive me. Fist Fight. It's basically 3 O'Clock High, but with teachers. And it's kind of funny, actually. Flash Gordon. Flash... Can't wait for the remake of that. It's going to be fun. Flatliners. Flight. Flight of the Navigator. The Fly. Oof, do not eat anything when you watch this movie, ever. Fly Away Home. The Fog. Not my favorite Carpenter classic, but it's good. Footloose, the original. And then the Footloose remake, which I actually think is better than the original, controversially. Ford v. Ferrari. Let's see. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. This is another great film. I thought it was really good. Then we have The Founder. Oh, this movie made me hate Michael Keaton, which is not an easy thing to do, because I really like Michael Keaton. Especially as Batman. Four Brothers. It's fine, Four Brothers, it's fine. If you like dumb action movies, that's the movie for you. Then we have Fracture, very, very underrated crime thriller. Frank. Frankenstein, I absolutely love this slipcover, and it's a classic film. Everybody must see it immediately, if you haven't. Bride of Frankenstein, not as good, in my opinion. Some people say it's better. I do prefer the original, though. Then we have Frankenweenie. Wish I had the slipcover for it. Then we have Freaks and Geeks, the complete series. Oh, I love this show very much. Very much wish that it had gone on longer, though. Freaky. I thought that movie was funny. I have a dark sense of humor, so that movie fit right in with me. Fred Claus. I like that movie less every time I watch it. Free Guy. Fantastic film. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Then we have French Kiss. Didn't like it. Then we have Frequency. Underrated. I love Jim Caviezel. He's a fantastic actor. Then we have Friday. Hilarious film. Hilarious. Then we have Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th Part 2. First movie with Jason in it. Then we have Friday the 13th 3D, although I don't have 3D glasses with it. Then we have Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. I don't remember all the titles, forgive me. Then we have Friday the 13th Part 7, Killer Be Killed. Is Killer Be Killed actually part of the title, or is that just like for the case? I don't know. Sorry. Then we have Friday the 13th, Part 8, The New Blood. Oh, there's so many Friday the 13th movies. Then we have, I'm sorry, this was 7, and this was 8. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I was reading it wrong, forgive me. Then we have Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Jason X. Oh, that one's bad. That one's very, very bad. Then we have Freddy vs. Jason. And we have the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th. Bring me more Friday the 13th movies, please. I don't care how long it takes, just please. I want more Friday the 13th movies in my life, please. Because there's only 12, and I really want there to be 13 Friday the 13th movies. It's kind of driving me a little bit crazy, not gonna lie. Moving on, we have Fried Green Tomatoes. I wish more people talked about that movie. It's pretty fun. Then we have Friends, the complete series. Not a big Friends guy, personally, but I see the appeal. Then we have Friends with Benefits. If you're wondering, the complete series I gifted to my mom. If you're wondering why I own it, but if I don't like it that much. Then we have The Frighteners. I really did not like The Frighteners at all. Sorry. Then we have From Dusk Till Dawn. Frozen. Absolutely adore that slipcover. It's so gorgeous. Then we have Frozen 2. I went into this movie with no expectations and was somehow still disappointed by it. How does that happen? I have no idea. Then we have The Fugitive, Full Metal Jacket. I love the first half of Full Metal Jacket. The second half feels a bit tacked on. Then we have Full Monty. Fury, amazingly underrated World War II film. Then we have Game Night, a much better film than I was expecting it to be, that's for sure. Then we have The Game Plan, because why not? It's The Rock, why not? Then we have Game of Thrones Season 1. This is the only season I have on 4K. And I love Game of Thrones for the most part, as you'll see. Then I have Season 2, which I like a little bit more than Season 1. Season 3, which I really, really like. That's my favorite season. Season 4, which I don't like as much as Season 3, but it's close. It's my second favorite season. Season 5, really hated Season 5. If you've read the Asioff books, which I have, I've read all the books, Season 5 is so disappointing, how much they cut out. Seriously. Then we have Season 6. It has this flappy thing on it that I hate. But otherwise, I like this case. Then we have Season 7, which I really didn't like. I really did not like Season 7, which is why I was not surprised when Season 8 was bad. I went into Season 8 with no expectations, and I was not disappointed, so there you go. Then we have Gandhi. We have Gangs of New York. Whoa, that's gonna fall. Then we have Galaxy Quest. I want a sequel, but I also don't, because I don't feel like we need a sequel, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Don't really need a sequel. Especially not without Alan Rickman in it. Then we have Gattaca. Watched this in biology class, and it stuck with me. Great film. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Then we have Geostorm. Get Him to the Greek. A lot of people don't know that this is actually a sequel to Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Well, it takes place in the same universe, anyway. Then we have Get Out. At least I think it takes place in the same universe. Get Out should have won Best Picture. I'm sorry for glossing over it. Then we have Get Smart and Yes Man. And then, finally, we have Get the Gringo. Very underrated little action movie there. Moving on, we have Ghost. Then we have Ghostbusters 1 and 2. The first one's amazing. The second one, it could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better. Ghostbusters Answer the Call. God, that movie was a train wreck, wasn't it? Then we have Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I have not actually seen yet, but I really want to. So, then we have Ghost Rider. I used to watch this movie all the time when I was a kid, and I really liked it. Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. I never really liked this one, though. Then we have The Gift. Gifted, very underrated Mark Webb movie. Then we have G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. G.I. Joe Retaliation. Snake Eyes, I love the slipcover for this. Then we have Girls Just Want to Have Fun. We have the, is it American? Whatever it is, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo with Rooney Mara and Daniel Craig. It's not the Swedish version, but I don't know if I can classify it as American either. I think I can, right? I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Then we have Gladiator and Troy. I got this for Gladiator. Troy, the Iliad can do better than Troy. Come on. Let's do another Iliad adaptation, please. Let's see. Then we have Glory. We have Glory Road. Romeo and Juliet. Not the second one, though. Then we have The Godfather. The Godfather Part 2. The Godfather Part 3, which is the only one I haven't seen, and I have heard it's not that good, so that is why I have not seen it. Then we have Gods and Generals, which goes hand in hand with Gettysburg. Gods and Generals and Gettysburg are long-ass movies, I'm not gonna lie. Then we have Godzilla 1998, Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Come on, give me it. Alright, Godzilla vs. Kong in this awesome slipcover that I love. Then we have Going in Style. That movie did not work for me. Then we have The Golden Compass, the original adaptation of His Dark Materials, which I liked as a kid, and then I saw the show and realized how much they cut out, and now I don't like this movie so much. But yeah. Then we have Gone Baby Gone. My incredibly skinny copy of Gone Girl. I don't know why it's so skinny. Whoop, I put that in the wrong stack. Okay. Then we have Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. And finally, for this set, we have Gone with the Wind, which I like the first half of, and then after the intermission, I don't like that movie at all. Sorry. Moving on, we have The Good Dinosaur, aka the most forgettable Pixar movie ever made, in my opinion. Then we have Goodfellas, an undisputed classic. Good Morning Vietnam. Thanks to The Office, I think of Steve Carell every time I think of this movie's title. I'm sorry, like, that's just what happens when you grow up in the 2000s. Then we have Good Will Hunting. Oh, fantastic film. Then we have a Goofy movie. I never ever get tired of watching a Goofy movie. It's very underrated. An extremely Goofy movie. But where the hell was Roxanne in this movie? Seriously, this movie really suffered without her, in my opinion. Then we have The Goonies, classic. I watch The Goonies at least once a year. Then we have The Goonies again, as well as Gremlins and Gremlins 2, The New Batch. I only watched Gremlins for the first time last year, believe it or not. Then we have Goosebumps. Not the second one, I didn't like the second Goosebumps. Then we have The Grand Budapest Hotel. The Grand Master. Gran Torino, or as I like to call it, Up if it was rated R. Then we have Grave of the Fireflies, probably the saddest Studio Ghibli movie by far. Then we have Gravity, which is one of those movies I like, but like I never want to watch it again for some reason. Like I never have the motivation to watch it again. Then we have the Grease Trilogy Steelbook, which comes with Grease, Grease 2, and Grease Live, all of which I like. Then we have Leonardo DiCaprio's The Great Gatsby. I will probably own the original one day as well. Then we have The Great Mouse Detective, possibly the most underrated Disney movie ever. Then we have The Great Wall, which I saw on the big screen, and it was quite an experience. Then we have The Greatest Game Ever Played. We have The Greatest Showman, fantastic, I love it. Then we have Green Book, should not have won Best Picture, but it was still a good movie. Then we have The Green Hornet with a slipcover now. I used to like this movie a lot more than I did, but growing up I kind of like it not as much, not gonna lie. Then we have The Green Knight, Greenland, Green Lantern. Oh man, somebody asked me to make a movie about this. I'd love to talk about how terrible this movie is one day. Then we have The Green Mile and Forrest Gump, both masterpieces of cinema. Then we have Green Zone. Then we have The Gray, which I was not as disappointed by that movie as a lot of people were. There's so much dust everywhere. I'm sorry. Then we have Grosse Pointe Blank. Then we have Groundhog Day. I really want to know how many days passed in this movie because it is a great film and I've always wondered how many days pass. Then we have Grown Ups. Oof. This is a movie that I liked when I was a kid because the vulgar humor is really funny when you're a kid, but when you grow up, this movie is not funny at all. Especially not Grown Ups 2, which I pretty much just got because it was really cheap. And for no other reason. I hated that even when it came out. Then we have Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men. Then we have The Guardian. Once again, HD case, but it's actually a Blu-ray. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy in this wonderful slipcover. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in this wonderful slipcover. I'm sorry, I get kind of obsessed with slipcovers. I love them. Then we have Gulliver's Travels, which I got because one of my girlfriends loves Gulliver's Travels. It's a childhood film for her. And then finally for this part I have Gunpowder, which I know nothing about. My grandma just brought it over one day and I'm like, why not? Kit Harington. So then we have Hackers, which is a weird and very dated movie, but I kind of get a kick out of it. Hacksaw Ridge, if there's any doubt that Andrew Garfield was anything but a fantastic actor, watch Hacksaw Ridge. Seriously, such a great film. Easily his best non-Spider-Man performance. Then we have Hail Caesar. We have the original Hairspray, the Daniel Waters Hairspray, or the John Waters Hairspray. Forgive me. Then we have Hairspray the remake, the musical version. Hall Pass. I know nothing about Hall Pass except that it is in the collection. Then we have Halloween, the original, fantastic film. Halloween 2, it's fine. Not horrible, but not great. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, really did not like this one. Not just because Michael Myers isn't in it, I just think it's a bad movie on its own, honestly. Then we have Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I love Danielle Harris in this movie, and that is where my praise ends, honestly. Same goes for this. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. They took away Danielle Harris's voice in this movie. Why would you do that? She managed to actually make it work despite that, but still a horrible movie. Then we have Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween H2O, 20 years later, and Halloween Resurrection, or as I like to call it, the two really bad ones and then the decent one. Halloween 6, atrocious. Halloween Resurrection, atrocious. Halloween H2O, pretty solid though. I like that one. Then we have both the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. They're both kind of for me, but I don't hate them. I think the first one is miles better than the second one, though, that's for sure. Then we have Halloween 2018. I used to love this, and now I kind of just think it's okay. And then finally for Halloween, we have Halloween Kills, which I love the slipcover for, but I don't like the movie that much. Cannot wait for Halloween Ends, though. Hopefully it's the last one for a while. Then we have Halo Legends. I love all these animated shorts, and I love Halo, so yeah. Then we have Halo 4, Forward Unto Dawn. I will own the Apple TV Plus Halo series eventually, but I have not seen it as of recording. Then we have Hancock. Oh, this movie makes me angry. It could have been so much better than it was. Then we have the Hangover trilogy. Then we have Hannah the movie with Saoirse Ronan and Eric Bana. I have not seen the Hannah TV show, but I really like the movie. Both me and my dad loved it when it came out. Then we have Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, which is just a dumb, fun, gory movie, and I can't get enough of it. It's fun. The Happening. What? No, that can't be in the collection. But it is, because it's so bad and stupid, but it's fun. Then we have Happy Death Day to You. Yes, I don't own the first one yet. I saw the second one at the store and bought it. I will own the first one eventually, though. Don't worry about that. Then we have Happy Feet. Cannot believe this won Best Animated Feature. It's not even that good, honestly. Hey Gilmore, you suck, you jackass. Hey, why don't you shut up? Happy Gilmore. Sorry, I love quoting that movie. It's so much fun. Hard Rain. Childhood film here, Harry and the Hendersons. Loved that movie when I was a kid. Speaking of movies I loved as a kid, we have the 8-film Harry Potter collection. I saw Deathly Hallows Part 2 in the theater, and I will never forget that experience. It was awesome. Then we have The Hateful Eight, my least favorite Quentin Tarantino movie that I've seen. Then we have The Hate You Give, very good film. Then we have, what do we have? Oh yeah, Heartbreak Hotel. Didn't like it that much. Then we have Heat, very good film, classic. Then we have The Heat, which I both love and hate. I love parts of it and hate parts of it. Then we have Heathers, same goes for Heathers. I like more than I hate in this movie, but I have to be in a specific mood to watch this movie, not gonna lie. Then we have Heavy Metal, nicely animated, but that's basically where the praise ends. I don't like that at all, honestly. Then we have Her, very, very good film. We have Hercules. I'm kind of dreading the remakes. I don't think the remake's going to be very good. We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Here Comes the Boom. Very, very underrated UFC film. I loved it. Then we have Hereditary. Then we have Hellboy on 4K, the Ron Perlman one, with Guillermo del Toro as director. Combination of great things make for a great movie. And then we have the even better sequel, Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. Give us Hellboy 3 for the love of effing God, please. So now we have Hello Dolly. Anybody who's seen WALL-E knows why I got this. Like, when you see WALL-E, you just have to buy Hello Dolly, don't you? It's just required. Hell or High Water, much better film than I was expecting it to be. The Help, both overrated and underrated, if that makes sense. I can't really decide what my opinion is on this movie, except that I think it's good. I just don't know if it's, like, overhyped or underhyped, if that makes sense. He's Just Not That Into You. I have no opinion on that movie whatsoever. Hidden Figures. I have not seen this movie yet, but my mom tells me it's great, so I gotta check that out at some point. High Fidelity. My mom's a big John Cusack fan. Highlander. There Can Only Be One. And this is the only Highlander movie I own, so that makes sense. Until the remake comes out. If the remake is any good, I'll get that too, don't worry. Then we have His Dark Material Season 1. And we have His Dark Material Season 2. Excellent, excellent show. I have not read the books, but I can tell you full-heartedly that this show lives up to the potential that the movies did not. That's for sure. Then we have Hitch, which is a movie that I think I like more than a lot of other people do. Then we have The Hitman's Bodyguard. I do not have The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I think that's what it's called. Or is it The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife? I forget what the order of the title is, but I don't own that yet. Then we have the Digibook of The Hobbit and An Unexpected Journey. Believe it or not, actually, I saw this movie before I saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I remember I got so much shit about that, because I didn't understand the Lord of the Rings references when I saw this. So I watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy after I saw this in theaters. But this was my first ever theater experience with Middle-earth, and I will never forget it. It was awesome. Then we have The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. This is easily the best of the Hobbit movies, by quite a large margin, in my opinion. And then we have The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, easily the worst Hobbit and Middle-earth movie. Hopefully the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power show does not take that spot. Then we have Hocus Pocus. We've got a sequel to that coming out soon, so that would be cool. We have The Holiday. Fun little movie, The Holiday. Oof, I almost fell over. We have Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Both are holiday classics and must-see films if you haven't already. Then we have Hoodwinked. Oof. I know a lot of people don't like this movie, but it was a huge part of my childhood. I watched this endlessly. Not Hoodwink 2, Hood vs. Evil, though. That will probably never be in the collection, because I hated that even when I was a kid. I knew it was terrible even when I saw it in the theater. Then we have Hook, which is a movie I didn't see until I was older. I feel like I should have seen it when I was younger, though. Then we have Hoosiers, excellent basketball film. And Gene Hackman's great in everything he's in. Hope Floats. Hope Springs. Those covers are really similar. The Hornet's Nest. Love that cover. Horrible Bosses. The Horse Whisperer. I have not seen The Horse Whisperer. The Host. I have seen The Host. I like the concept of it to a degree, but I don't think this should have been a romance. I think that it really should have been a different genre. I think it really suffered because of that. Hotel Artemis. Then again, I'm not really a big Stephenie Meyer fan, just so you know. Sorry. Hotel Transylvania. I saw that in theaters with my brother. It was a great experience. Hotel Transylvania 2. Did not see that in theaters and wish I had. Hotel Transylvania 3. I liked that one a little more than the second one. I don't have the fourth one yet, though. I will own that one eventually, though, I promise. Hot Tub Time Machine, just the first one, and I have not seen that, actually. I know. There's a lot of movies in the collection I haven't seen yet. Forgive me about that. Let's see. Then we have The House, which I've heard terrible things about. Let's see. House of Flying Daggers. I wish I had a slipcover for this, but amazing, amazing film. The House of the Clock and Its Walls on 4K, nonetheless. It was actually cheaper to get this on 4K than Blu-ray, believe it or not. And I really wish we were getting a sequel, but what can you do? What can you do? Universal probably won't let them make one, so. Howard the Duck. Funny thing, this is actually the first ever theatrically released Marvel movie, if I'm not mistaken. Oh boy, they have really risen up since then, haven't they? Let's see, we have Howl's Moving Castle, amazing film, if you haven't seen it already. I think that's one of my girlfriend's favorite Studio Ghiblis, actually. It might be her absolute favorite. Then we have the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I love the slipcover for this. Then we have the 4K of Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I wish I had the slip for this. Then we have Illuminations, The Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch, which I don't hate. It's not terrible, but I really thought it was going to be a lot better. And then finally for this stack we have the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. I would like to one day possibly own all three of these movies on 4K. I don't know if they already are on 4K, but if they are, then I would definitely love to get these movies on 4K. Moving on now, we have Hugo, which was absolutely robbed at the Oscars. I can't believe we live in a world where The Artist won Best Picture and this didn't. Like, what a shame. What a shame. That deserved to win so badly. Then we have The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hellfire. I love Hellfire. Probably one of my favorite Disney songs of all time. And that movie is hella underrated. No pun intended. Wait. Why are these in the wrong order? Oh, okay. Forgive me for this. My mom seems to have the copy of the first Hunger Games movie. We do have the first Hunger Games on 4K, but we also have Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1, and Mockingjay Part 2. I promise we do have the first one. I think Mom is just watching it right now. Forgive me. Then we have The Hurt Locker, which I think is a bit overrated, sorry to say. If I were to choose what should have won Best Picture that year, I would have gone with District 9, but I understand why The Hurt Locker won. It's a great film, but... Anyway, I, Robot. I actually really like this movie. I wish more people talked about it. I, Tanya. You can't go wrong with Margot Robbie. She's good in pretty much everything she's in, honestly. Then we have I Am Legend. I heard we're getting a sequel to this, and I'm curious how they're going to do it. If they're going to follow on from the director's cut or the theatrical cut. That'll be interesting. I Am Number 4. I have not seen this movie. I've heard terrible things about it, though. But I own it, because why not? Then we have Ice Age and Ice Age The Meltdown. The first one's a childhood film for me, for sure. The second one, not so much. Then we have Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Ice Age Continental Drift. And I will eventually own Ice Age Collision Course, which I'm probably never going to watch, but, like, why would I own all but one, you know? Like, that would just drive me crazy. Then we have I Feel Pretty. Funny thing, any WWE fans like myself, did you know that Amy Schumer actually used to date Dolph Ziggler? Like, I did not know that until my mom told me, and it blew my mind. Then we have Igor, very underrated animated film. I wish more people talked about that one. Then we have I Know What You Did Last Summer. Excellent cast. And it's a fun movie, in some ways. Then we have I Love You, Man. What a title. Makes you feel good about yourself. Then we have The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, Heath Ledger's actual last film. A lot of people think it's The Dark Knight. It's actually this. And it was actually kind of a nice movie to go out on, not gonna lie. Then we have The Imitation Game. Oh, my hand's covering the title. I'm sorry if I do that at all. I kind of can't always tell when I do that. Then we have The Impossible. We have Inception. Oh, I would love to get Inception on 4K as well. That's definitely a 4K-worthy movie. And one of Christopher Nolan's best. I'd probably say it's possibly his best film that isn't a Batman movie, in my opinion. Then we have Lou Ferrigno's The Incredible Hulk, the complete series. I have not watched most of the episodes. I've seen a couple episodes here and there, which I only watched because I made the Nicholas Hammond, Lou Ferrigno Hulk crossover video a few months back, because I wasn't that familiar with that iteration, but either way. Then we have the 4K of Ang Lee's Hulk, which I also only watched for the first time a few months ago, so I could make a video on Hulk 2 and all the other canceled Hulk movies, which was really fun to do, by the way. Check that out if you haven't seen those, because I had a lot of fun making them. Then we have the 4K of The Incredible Hulk, which I think is a bit underrated. I think it's hated on way, way too much. And I did a really fun crossover between this movie and The Predator, and that was a lot of fun to do as well. Then we have The Incredibles. I would love to get this again, because I kind of don't like the fact that this is a European case. I kind of wish I had a more streamlined case, but like this one, The Incredibles 2, I like this case a lot more. I wish that I had an Incredibles 1 case that was more like that. Then we have Independence Day. I don't have Independence Day Resurgence, but I probably will eventually, because I'd like to make a video on the canceled Independence Day cinematic universe thing they were going to do. Crazy. Then we have the Indiana Jones Complete Adventures. This is Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I will add Indiana Jones 5 to the collection when that comes out. I have high expectations for it. Then we have Indian Summer. We have Inglourious Bastards, one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies. The ending just satisfies me in a lot of ways. Then we have Immortals, which I thought looked cool, anyway. Then we have In and Out. It's a bit dated in some ways, but I think it's for the most part still entertaining. Then we have Inside Out, my second favorite Disney movie of the last 10 years, behind Coco. Then we have Insidious, just the first one. I will get the other ones eventually, don't worry about it. Then we have The Intern, which I think is a cute little movie. I think it gets hated on a little too much. And then we have The Internship. Same with this. I also think this one gets hated on a little too much, just honestly. Alright, so we're officially done with this section, and we've moved on to these shelves behind me. So we're starting off with Interstellar, another Christopher Nolan movie that I would love to get on 4K one day. It was a gorgeous film, even though I didn't really care for the ending, personally. Interview with the Vampire, classic film, that I only saw for the first time a few months ago, and I wish it didn't take me that long to watch it. Then we have In the Heart of the Sea, which I don't understand why that one gets hated so much. I thought it was alright. In the Valley of Elah, or Ayla, I don't know how to pronounce it, because I have not seen that movie. Sorry. In Time. This movie had the potential to be quite a lot better, in my opinion, but I think it's still functional. Then we have Into the Woods. This movie could have been cut in half. I feel like this movie didn't need to be as long as it was. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. Then we have Invictus. Invincible, an incredibly underrated football movie with Mark Wahlberg that I think you should check out. The Invisible with Justin Chatwin, who, no offense, I'm not a big fan of, but I have not seen this movie, so I don't want to prejudge it. Then we have The Invisible Man from 2019, which was a fantastic film. I have no idea how they're going to make sequels to this movie, but I'd like to see them at least attempt it, and I'd love to see the originals one day as well. Then we have The Iron Giant. Ooh, this is a really good film. It's criminally underwatched when it came out, but is rightfully seen as a classic nowadays. Thank God for that. Then we have Iron Man, now with a slipcover. I love this slipcover. And I love that film. One of the MCU's best films, even today, in my opinion. Iron Man 2 with a slip. This movie could have been better. I think they just needed to streamline the plot a little bit more. There was too much going on in it. And then we have Iron Man 3 with a slip. I like this more than Iron Man 2, but it's still nowhere near as good as the first, in my opinion. Then we have The Island. I always thought it was ironic that Ewan McGregor did a movie about being a clone the same year that he was in a movie with clone troopers. I always thought that was really ironic. I don't know if I'm the only one who noticed that. Then we have Isle of Dogs, beautifully animated film. Then we have Isn't It Romantic? We have the Steelbook of the Stephen King It miniseries with Tim Curry, classic. Then we have the It Chapter 1 movie with a slipcover this year. Then we have It Chapter 2, which was way too long, that's for sure. Then we have It Comes at Night, which I know divided people when it came out, but I think it works. I think it's because I watched it years after it came out, and I never saw a trailer going in. Because people who saw the trailer going in didn't like it, because they felt misled. But I didn't have that, so maybe that's why I like it. It Could Happen to You. It's Complicated. 4K of It's a Wonderful Life. Unfortunately, it does not come with the colorized version, which I like the black and white version, don't get me wrong, but I wish they had the color as an option. Then we have The Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg. We have Jackie Chan's First Strike. Love me some Jackie Chan. We have Jack Reacher, the movie. Jack Reacher Never Go Back. Not a very good movie. Then we have the Jack Ryan 5-film collection. As of recording, these are all of the Jack Ryan films. In the future, though, I'll add more if they make more. Then we have Jack the Giant Slayer. Really underrated film. I don't know why people hate this one so much. I actually thought it was pretty entertaining. Then we have James and the Giant Peach. Childhood film for me. I always loved that film. Then we have Jarhead. Bit of an underrated war drama, which I like. And then finally for this stack we have the immortal classic Jaws. Will never be topped in terms of, you know, scary shark movies. Moving on, now we have Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. Director is problematic, but I do like those movies still. Then we have Jeepers Creepers 3, not so much this one. Looking forward to the fourth one, though, if that ever actually ends up happening. Jerry Maguire. Bit overrated, Jerry Maguire, sorry. Didn't really like it that much. I mean, I liked it, I just didn't love it, if that makes sense. Then we have Jersey Boys. This is a brand new edition. Like, I think we only added this to the collection, like, yesterday or the day before. Then we have The Jetsons, the complete series, which I only watched the first episode of, actually. I need to watch the rest of the episodes. I was more of a Scooby-Doo kid growing up, if you're wondering. Then we have Joe. Good movie. Joe Dirt. Guilty pleasure, that's for sure. John Carter. Man, I really wish this had been the trilogy they planned, because this movie is actually really underrated in my opinion. A lot of care was put into that, except in the title, and the title is a bit misleading, because it's a boring title, but it's not a boring movie. Then we have the John Hughes 5-movie collection, which is, what is it? Oh yeah, right, okay. It's Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, She's Having a Baby, and Some Kind of Wonderful. Some Kind of Wonderful, in my opinion, is John Hughes' most underrated film. I absolutely love it. All of those are good except for She's Having a Baby. That's the only one I don't like. Then we have John Wick, amazing film. Then we have John Wick Chapter 2, even better. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, even better. These movies just get better with each one. And I will get the 4th and 5th one, and however many more they make in the future. Then we have Jojo Rabbit, which I think should have gotten a little bit more attention at the Oscars, but it was an amazing film. Then we have Joker. The sequel should be absolutely out there, that's for sure. But the first film will remain somewhat of a classic. I know it divided critics, but it's a classic in my mind. Then we have Jonah Hex, certainly not a classic. I basically just bought this movie in case anyone ever wanted me to make a video about it, and that's it. Otherwise I would never have bought that. Then we have Josie and the Pussycats. Then we have Journey to the Center of the Earth. I miss Brendan Fraser being a lead actor in blockbusters. Then we have Journey to the Mysterious Island. I don't know if we're ever getting a 3rd film. They keep saying it's happening, but I don't know anymore. Then we have Joy. Jennifer Lawrence, my bad. I like Jennifer Lawrence movies for the most part. Forgive me, I get them mixed up sometimes in my head. I don't know why, but then we have Judas and the Black Messiah. Julie and Julia. Jumanji, the original with Robin Williams. Then we have Zathura, which I consider to be a Jumanji movie, although my mom does not. Then we have Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Me and my mom rewatch this movie at least like once or twice a year because we just love it so much. I had a great time watching that in the theater with my friend. Then we have Jumanji The Next Level on 4K. Not as good as Welcome to the Jungle, but not too much worse, honestly. It's close for me. Let's see. Then we have the original Jungle Book, which I didn't personally like that much. Maybe I was just a little too old for it. I don't know. Then we have the remake of the Jungle Book, which I liked a lot more than the original, personally. Then we have Jungle Cruise, which I think they're making a sequel to this. I hope they are, because I really enjoyed this one, honestly. People didn't talk about it enough. Then we have Junior. This movie's really terrible. Don't watch Junior, please. Then we have Jupiter Ascending. Double for this. This one's even worse than Junior. At least from what I've heard. Because I actually have not seen it all the way through, but from what I've seen, it's not very good. Then we have Jurassic Park, the classic original. Would love to own that on 4K. The Lost World Jurassic Park. Don't like that one as much as some people do. We have Jurassic Park 3, which I didn't hate, but I didn't love. Looking back, I think it's kind of terrible. Then we have Jurassic World. I liked it when it came out. I don't think I would like it now, though. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, that one's just not good. And I will get Jurassic World Dominion. It's not currently in the collection. Forgive me for that. Then we have Just Go With It. Just go with it. I mean, it's gonna be exactly what you think it is, so. Then we have Justice League, the animated series, Season 1. Yes, Season 1. Okay, just want to make sure I ordered that right. Then we have Season 2 with a slipcover, which I love. Then we have Justice League Unlimited, the complete series. All the animated DCAU projects are great, and nobody can change my mind about that. Then we have Justice League Doom, probably my favorite DC movie cover of all time, besides The Dark Knight. And we have Justice League versus the Teen Titans. We have Justice League Dark. A lot of animated films. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. I really wish Guillermo del Toro had gotten to do his live-action Justice League Dark. That would have been incredible. Then we have Joss Whedon's Justice League, or Justice League, as people call it. Not good. Probably the worst DCEU movie, in my opinion. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is significantly better than the Joss Whedon version, that's for sure. Then we have Just One of the Guys, which I know some people, a lot of people have said that this movie does not hold up. But I still like it, honestly. And then we have, finally for this stack, we have Just Right, which is a cute little romance movie in my opinion. Alright, now we have the Karate Kid 1 and 2, the original of course, an undisputed classic of the 80s, and then Karate Kid 2 I think is hella underrated. I don't know why people say it's not good. I like it a lot actually. And we have Karate Kid 3 and the next Karate Kid. Not these ones so much. Don't like these ones. Although Cobra Kai does retroactively make Karate Kid 3 a lot better, in my opinion. And then we have the Jaden Smith Karate Kid remake, which I liked a lot, and I wish this had gotten a sequel. But Cobra Kai is definitely a better alternative. And I will own Cobra Kai one day. Don't worry about that. Then we have Keanu. Keeping Up with the Joneses. Sounds like an Indiana Jones sitcom, but it's not. Then we have Kick-Ass. Great film. I'd love to make a video about Kick-Ass as well one day. Kick-Ass 2, I really hated this movie, though. I only got it so that I could eventually talk about Kick-Ass 3, possibly. The one that didn't happen, obviously. Because there might be one in the future, but... Anyway, The Kid Who Would Be King, underrated as hell. I really wish this had become a franchise. Then we have Kiki's Delivery Service. I think this might be my favorite Studio Ghibli film. I really liked that one. Then we have Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. Both amazing, of course. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Would love to talk about that canceled cinematic universe as well. Then we have Kingdom of Heaven. We have Peter Jackson's King Kong, which I think I saw in theaters, if I'm not mistaken. It was so long ago, so I don't remember for sure. But Kong Skull Island, I definitely saw this in theaters, though, and it was a great experience. Then we have Kingsman: The Secret Service. I saw this in theaters, I think, 3 times. I couldn't get enough of it when it came out. Then we have Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Not very good, sorry. Then we have The King's Man, which did not deserve to get shit on as much as it did by the box office. Then we have The King of Staten Island. Then we have The King's Speech, should not have won Best Picture, but I do really like this film. It ties in really nicely with The Crown TV show, if you've ever seen that. I would watch that and then watch The Crown. It's a perfect bridge. Then we have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was really the movie that put Robert Downey Jr. back on the map. In the best way possible. Before Iron Man, I mean. Then we have Kiss the Girls. It's fine. It's whatever. Night and Day. This is a fun little comedy that I don't mind. A Knight's Tale. Oh, I used to watch this movie repeatedly when I was in my early teens, because I used to think it was the coolest movie ever. And Heath Ledger was cool, so why not? And then we have Knives Out. I don't know how I feel about them making a sequel that's like so different to the first one. But I did like this film. If it didn't have as many vomiting jokes, I'd like it a lot more, because I'm not really a fan of that kind of humor. Then we have another HD DVD case for Knocked Up, but this is once again a Blu-ray. Then we have Kubo and the Two Strings. Love that film. It was a masterpiece of animation. Speaking of, Kung Fu Panda, HD DVD case. Also a masterpiece of the animation genre. So much better than it should have been. Then we have Kung Fu Panda 2. And Kung Fu Panda 3. Fantastic trilogy. DreamWorks, man. They used to really kill it with their films. Then we have LA Story. They do make good films nowadays, don't get me wrong, but their old films, I think, were of a higher level. Then we have The Labyrinth. You either like The Labyrinth or you like The Dark Crystal more. I do prefer The Dark Crystal, but I do like this one a lot. I can see the appeal. Then we have the original Lady and the Tramp. I do not own the live-action remake, and I probably never will. Unless I see it for cheap or something. Then we have Lady Bird. Great film. Absolutely great film. Then we have The Lake House. Have not seen that film. La La Land. Man, what happened with this movie at the Oscars is really embarrassing. Seriously. I'm sorry, I know people are trying to move on from that, but it's embarrassing. The Land Before Time, just the first one, not like the 25 sequels that they made. But then we have both of the Lara Croft Tomb Raider movies with Angelina Jolie. I hate both movies, but somebody I think asked me to make a video about them, and I hope to eventually. But I absolutely loathe those movies. And we have Alicia Vikander's Tomb Raider, which I like a lot more. I kind of prefer my Lara Croft to be more serious, not as sexual, like some people do. Then we have Larry Crown. I think we've moved on from that kind of stuff. Come on. Then we have 4K of The Last Duel, which did not deserve to fail at the box office. That was just sad. Then we have The Last Holiday. It's a fun little movie. I don't mind watching it every now and then. Then we have The Last of the Mohicans with my favorite actor of all time, Daniel Day-Lewis. In my opinion, that man could do no wrong, and I hope he enjoys his retirement. He's earned it. Last Night in Soho, my least favorite Edgar Wright movie, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just, if I had to pick a least favorite, it would be that one. And then finally for this stack we have The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, which everybody misjudges this movie. Tom Cruise is not the last samurai from the title. Get that out of your mind. It's not a whitewashing movie. It's actually a very well made and very respectful film that I think you should check out. Moving on, now we have The Last Song. The Last Starfighter, which is a movie I want to like more than I do. My mom really likes that movie. And I want to like it more, so I'll have to watch it again. But Last Vegas, Law-Abiding Citizen, Lawless, the original Lawrence of Arabia. I believe they remade it. I'd be surprised if they didn't. But this is an undisputed classic for sure. Then we have Layer Cake, which is the movie that got Daniel Craig the role of James Bond. So, all hail Layer Cake. And then we have A League of Their Own and The Natural. There's no crying in baseball. Legally Blonde. I'm surprised it took me so long to see this movie. It's right up my alley, comedy-wise. Then we have Legendary, another WWE Studios film. And this one's not as bad as people say it is. I actually think that one's pretty solid for the most part. Then we have The Legend of Billie Jean, which is not a Michael Jackson movie, like a lot of people might think it is. Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Gaul. I had to read the title because I don't always remember the whole thing. The title is too damn long. Then we have The Legend of Korra, Book 1, Air. Legend of Korra, Book 2, Spirits. And that is it for Legend of Korra. I will get the other 2 seasons eventually, though, I promise. Even though I don't like Korra that much, personally. Excuse me. I don't like Legend of Korra that much personally because I don't know. I think it deviates too much from the first show. A little too much for my personal liking, but I understand why people like it. The Legend of Tarzan could have been a lot better. Then we have the Lego Movie with a slipcover now, which I'm very happy about. Then we have the Lego Movie 2, the second part. I liked it in the theater, and I watched it again at home, and I did not like it nearly as much. Then we have Leon the Professional. Then we have Les Miserables, Look Down. We have the all 4 Lethal Weapon movies. I do not own the show, though, because I heard it's not good. Then we have Letters from Iwo Jima. Sometimes I forget if it's Letters to Iwo Jima or Letters from, so I had to double check. Then we have Letters to Juliet. Same with this. I always get mixed up if it's Letters from or Letters to. Jeez, why am I like that? Then we have License to Drive. Very underrated film, in my opinion. Life of the Party. Life of Pi. I would love to get this on 4K one day. It was a gorgeous film. Then we have The Lighthouse. Man, Robert Pattinson wowed me with this movie. He really, really wowed me. When I saw that movie, I knew he was going to be great as Batman. Then we have Like Father, Like Son. We have Lila and Eve. We have Lilo and Stitch, the original film. I will get the live-action remake when it comes out, even though I don't think it's going to be very good. I think that, no offense, I just think that Stitch in live-action will come across as a little creepy, but maybe they'll make it work, who knows. Limitless. Then we have Lincoln, which won Best Picture, deservedly so, in my opinion. Although there was other movies that year that definitely could have won as well. Then we have The Lincoln Lawyer. We have The Lion King, now with a slipcover. second favorite Disney movie. I mean, if this isn't in your top 3, I don't know what to say, because it's an undisputed classic in my opinion. Then we have the Lion King remake, which is definitely not a classic, but I admire the effort. The movie looks good anyway. Then we have The Little Mermaid. I like this movie a lot, but there are aspects of it that have not held up, in my opinion. But I do think, for the most part, it's still just as much a classic now as it was in the 80s. Then we have Little Shop of Horrors, which I really wanted to have in the collection last year. But I have it this year, at least. Then we have the 1990s Little Women and Marie Antoinette. This was actually my first introduction to Little Women, and I really enjoyed it. As for Marie Antoinette, I just haven't seen that yet, but I will. And then finally, we have Greta Gerwig's Little Women. Greta Gerwig, man, she is a fantastic director. I hope she makes many, many more classic films. Alright, moving on, we have Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It's crazy that Guy Ritchie can go from movies like this to movies like Aladdin, isn't it? Like, geez, directors' careers can change a lot. Then we have Logan's Run, The Omega Man, and Soylent Green. I like all 3 of those, and the Omega Man is actually a childhood film for me, so... then we have Lone Survivor. We have The Longest Ride. We have Point of No Return, Domino, and The Long Kiss Goodnight. We bought this for The Long Kiss Goodnight, so if you're wondering why it's in the LO section, that's why. So that when we go to look for it, we know where it is, even though it's not the first movie on there. Then we have Long Shot, which is a movie I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to. Although its prediction of 2020 was pretty damn off the mark, not gonna lie. But what can you do? It's a movie. But anyway, Looper. Looper is a great film. Undisputed classic of sci-fi. Then we have The Lorax. How bad can it be? Pretty damn bad, actually. It's pretty bad. Lorenzo's Oil. Definitely not a movie for the faint of heart, but this is still a great film if you want to check it out. But yeah, it's gonna put you in a bad mood, not gonna lie. Then we have the Lord of the Rings trilogy. These are the theatrical versions of the film. I do intend to own the extended versions one day, but I have never seen the extended version, so for now, this is what I've got. Then we have The Lost Boys. I should have said this earlier, but rest in peace, Joel Schumacher. I should have said that when I was doing the Batman movies, forgive me. Then we have The Lost City of Zed. We have Lost in Space, terrible film, sorry. Love and Other Drugs. Love Actually. I like almost everything about this movie, except for the Andrew Lincoln, Keira Knightley stuff. I thought that subplot did not go very well. I did not like that, sorry. It was kind of cringe. Love and Monsters, sorry. Then we have The Lovely Bones. Love anything Saoirse Ronan's in, she's one of my favorites. Then we have Love, Simon. Fantastic, fantastic film. Then we have Luca. People are always going to hate on this movie for what it isn't rather than what it is. But I think it's actually a pretty good movie. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's not terrible or anything. It's still pretty good. Then we have Lucas, which is a movie I wish more people talked about because I really enjoy it, honestly. Then we have The Lucky One. We have Lucy, which is a movie I liked a lot when it came out, but I don't like that much anymore. Then we have Machete. I have not seen the sequel. Then we have the Madagascar Ultimate Collection, which includes the main 3 movies and the Penguins of Madagascar movie. I like to move it, move it. Then we have Maid of Honor. We have the Mad Max Anthology, which is the first film, The Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, and Fury Road. And I will, of course, get Furiosa when that comes out. Because it looks promising, even though I'm a little disappointed Charlize Theron's not going to be in it. Magic Mike. Yeah, yeah, this is my mom's. This is not mine, I promise. Then Magic Mike Double Extra Large. Same with that one. I've heard they're good movies, but they're not for me. Then we have Maggie. Why did people not watch this movie? Seriously, this is a really underrated zombie film. I think a lot of people slept on. Then we have The Magnificent Seven, the original. And we have the remake of The Magnificent Seven. Both of them were good. Then we have Made in Manhattan, which is sort of a Cinderella movie, but personally I think it could have been a lot better than it was. just being honest. Then we have Major League, Wild Thing. Then we have Malcolm X, which is a very well-made film, and Denzel Washington killed it, of course. Maleficent. People hate this movie, and I don't know why. This is one of my favorite of the Disney live-action remakes, and in some ways I prefer it to Sleeping Beauty, actually. Then we have Maleficent, Mistress of Evil on 4K. I do not like this one very much. Don't get me wrong, I love Michelle Pfeiffer. She won me over as Catwoman, and I followed her career ever since, but did not like this movie. Even she couldn't save that. Then we have Malignant. And then finally for this stack, we have Mallrats, which I have not seen. We have The Maltese Falcon. Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia, here we go again. I definitely prefer the first one, personally. Manchester by the Sea. The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I think was criminally underwatched. The Man in the Iron Mask. I don't know why people hate on this one so much. I really like The Man in the Iron Mask, actually. Funniest title in the collection, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. My dad told me about this movie, and I didn't believe him about the title until I saw it for myself. Then we have the Digibook for The Man Who Would Be King, classic Sean Connery. Then we have the Man with No Name trilogy, which is A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. Then we have The Marine. Oh, The Marine. Get ready to see a lot of these. The Marine 2 with Ted DiBiase Jr. Yeah, because he went on to be a main eventer. That's what happened. The Marine 3 Homefront. I saw that when it came out, actually. The Marine 4 Moving Target. The Marine 5 Battleground. The Marine 6 Close Quarters. I will get the Marine 7 when that comes out. Then we have Marley and Me. I'm not really a dog person, but that movie still got me in the feels. The Martian. Would love to get this on 4K one day. Then we have Mars Attacks, which was for a long time the only Tim Burton movie I hadn't seen, and now I have, and I did enjoy it. So, Mars Needs Moms. I don't think this is as bad as people say it is. It's not great, but it's not like the worst movie ever made. Then we have Mary Poppins, which I only saw for the first time a year ago, and I fell in love with it. I started like singing the songs like while I was working constantly. Mary Poppins Returns. Did not care for this one too much. It's well made. It's just it doesn't feel right, you know. Just there's something missing. Then we have The Mask. Definitely not Son of the Mask. I will never own that movie. Then we have The Mask of Zorro and The Legend of Zorro. These are childhood films for me. I do definitely prefer the first one, though, to the second. Then we have Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. Can we please get, like, a sequel or a show or something with this, please? Like, it's too good to just be a one and done. Please make more of that, please. Then we have Matilda, another huge childhood film for me. Which I did not know that Danny DeVito actually directed, so that's pretty cool. Then we have The Matrix Reloaded, and The Matrix Revolutions. The first one's a masterpiece. Second one is dumb fun, but I also think it's kind of boring at times. And The Matrix Revolutions, I think, is just kind of a snooze fest. Then Matrix Resurrections did not deserve to fail at the box office, and it was actually a pretty good movie in my opinion. Best one since the first, for sure. Then we have The Mauritanian. We have The Maze Runner. Then we have The Scorch Trials. I do not own The Death Cure yet, but I will eventually, don't worry. Then we have Mean Girls. Fetch is not a thing. You go, Glenn Coco. I love Mean Girls, sorry. We have Me Before You. We have Meatballs. No idea why it's called Meatballs, but it's a movie that I have fun watching every summer. Are you ready for the summer? We have Meet the Parents. Did not care for that as much as I would have liked to. We have Little Fockers. I will get Meet the Fockers. I just for some reason haven't yet. My mom liked those movies more than I did, so that's why I'm trying to get them. We have Meet the Robinsons, which in my opinion, earlier on I said The Great Mouse Detective might be the most underrated Disney movie of all time. This might be the most underrated Disney movie. It's between those two for me. I really like Meet the Robinsons. Then we have The Meg. It's The Meg. What do you want? You know, it's dumb, but you know it's The Meg. Then we have Megamind. Deserved to succeed a lot more than it did when it came out. In my humble opinion, Megamind was better than Despicable Me. That's just how I see it. Then we have Memento. Excellent Christopher Nolan film. Please never remake that movie. They were talking about remaking it. Never do that, please. Mercury Rising. Do not like this movie very much, personally. And then finally for this stack we have the Men in Black original trilogy, which, yeah, I mean, eventually I'll probably get Men in Black International, but you really don't need to see the fourth one. The first three are just fine. Now we have Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Michael Jackson's This Is It. I have a really hard time watching this because I am a huge Michael Jackson fan. I used to dress up like him. And watching this makes me really depressed that this show didn't happen. Like, it would have been the best stage performance possibly ever given. Like, it really had that potential. Then we have Mickey's Once and Twice Upon a Christmas. I have not seen either of these movies yet, but one of my girlfriends recommended I watch them. And she has a good taste. So then we have Midnight in Paris. We have Milk. Great film. Sean Penn gave it an excellent performance. Then we have $1 Million Arm. Kind of a forgotten movie. Then we have Mimic, the director's cut. This is the only movie Guillermo del Toro ever let the studio interfere on, and it kind of shows. But it's still del Toro, so it's not entirely bad, actually. It's still pretty good, despite that. Then we have Mind Gamers. I know nothing about this movie except that Mom brought it home one day. We have Minority Report. Excellent Spielberg movie. I know people talk about it all the time, but for some reason I still never hear about it. Then we have Miracle. Great film. We have the remake of Miracle on 34th Street. I actually have not seen the original. Don't kill me. I will see the original eventually. Then we have Mirror Mirror. I like this one. It's not like the best or anything, and it's got Armie Hammer in it, so you know. But I do enjoy it for the most part. Then we have Misery. Rest in peace, James Caan. I should have said that when I talked about Elf earlier. I made the Joel Schumacher mistake twice. Forgive me. Then we have Miss Congeniality 1 and 2. I enjoyed the first one. I have not seen the second one, so I don't know if it's bad or not. Then we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. One of my girlfriends absolutely loves the book, and she said this movie was really disappointing for her. I have not read the book, and I did enjoy it, I think, a little bit more because of it, but I would like to read the books one day. Then we have Mission Impossible, the first one. We have Mission Impossible 2, the only bad Mission Impossible movie, in my opinion. They have Mission Impossible 3. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, which might be one of my favorites. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Mission Impossible Fallout, which is probably my favorite. It's really hard. Those last three movies are really good. Then we have Mitchells vs. the Machines, which I maintain should have won Best Animated Feature, not Encanto. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Then we have Moana. What can I say except you're welcome? Then we have Moneyball. Excellent film. Then we have A Monster Calls. We have Monster House, which is another childhood film of mine. Oh, get off my lawn! Then we have Monsters, Inc. I used to watch this endlessly when I was a kid. Seriously, I would watch this like 12 times a day when I was a kid. Then we have Monsters University, which I've seen maybe twice. Boy, how times change. Monsters vs. Aliens. I did not like this much in the theater, but I watched it again for Halloween last year, and I liked it a lot more now than I did back then, weirdly enough. Then we have Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We have Moonrise Kingdom, very underrated film, very cute film as well. I really like that one. We have Moonwalkers. I mean, it had Rupert Grint and Ron Perlman in it. I know nothing about the film except that they're in it, and that was enough for me to want to own it. So, then we have Morbius. It's Morbin time. Then we have Mortal Kombat from 2021. I hope that this gets a sequel because I thought this was a great start for a good franchise. Then we have Mordecai, not a good start for anything ever. Terrible, terrible film. Then we have The Mountain Between Us. That movie's fun, but it is a little bit predictable, not gonna lie. Moving Violations. Then we have Mr. Deeds and Big Daddy. Weirdly enough, people seem to prefer this to this, but I actually am the other way. I actually think Big Daddy is better than Mr. Deeds. Unpopular opinion, I know, but... Then we have Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Not such a good film. Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Then we have Mr. Popper's Penguins, which I saw in theaters once and have not seen again since. I just picked it up because it was cheap. Then we have Mud, very underrated film, Mud. And then we have Mulan and Mulan the live-action remake. The animated one is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Mulan is my personal favorite Disney princess. And then the Mulan live-action remake shits all over it. I hate the Mulan live-action remake. I think it's my least favorite live-action remake. It's so terrible. Now we have the classic original, The Mummy. Then we have Brendan Fraser's Mummy trilogy. I really liked the first one. The second one really disappointed me, and then the third one, like, why even bother by that point? They ruined Evie's character so badly as that trilogy went on. So badly. Then we have Tom Cruise's The Mummy, which I only own because I do eventually want to talk about the Dark Universe. That just has to be talked about, doesn't it? Then we have Munich. Then we have, get ready for a lot of Muppet movies. We have The Muppet Movie. What a fitting beginning for all the Muppet movies. A movie called The Muppet Movie. Then we have The Muppets Treasure Island and The Great Muppet Caper. I enjoy both, although I prefer Treasure Island. Then we have The Muppets Take Manhattan. We have The Muppets Christmas Carol. Childhood film. I used to watch this all the time, not even just on Christmas time. Now we just watch it every Christmas, and I look forward to it every year. Then we have Muppets from Space, my least favorite Muppet movie, but I still enjoy it. It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas movie, not as good as Christmas Carol, but I still like it. Then we have The Muppets from 2011. In my opinion, probably the best Muppet movie besides Christmas Carol. And then we have The Muppets Most Wanted, which very much disappointed me when I saw it, not gonna lie. Hopefully that's not the last Muppet movie we ever get. Then we have Murder on the Orient Express. I really wanted to get Death on the Nile, but it was just a little too expensive for me to buy this close to the video, so forgive me. Then we have The Music Man. We have My Best Friend's Wedding. We have My Big Fat Greek Wedding, not the sequel. We have My Bodyguard, a stupidly underrated movie. I really enjoy that one. My Cousin Vinny. Grits. We have My Fair Lady. That was a terrible impression of Joe Pesci. Forgive me for that. Then we have My Life as a Zucchini, which I really enjoyed. The animation might not be for everyone, but I really like it. Then we have My Neighbor Totoro. It's between this and Kiki for my favorite Studio Ghibli film. Or maybe Spirited Away. I don't know, man. Ghibli makes so many good films. Then we have My Sister's Keeper. Then we have Mystery Men, which I only saw for the first time a few months ago, actually, and I really enjoyed it. Then we have Mystic Pizza. We have Mystic River. We have Nanny McPhee, which since I grew up with this and not Mary Poppins, so it took me a really long time to realize how much this borrows from Mary Poppins. But I still like it on its own. Nanny McPhee Returns I don't like as much, but it's okay. Then we have Napoleon Dynamite. You just have to see it to believe it exists, honestly. It's very out there. Then we have National Treasure and National Treasure 2, The Book of Secrets. Please give me more National Treasure movies, please, or a TV show or something. Then we have The Nearest Human Being. Then we have Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, another great Ghibli film, and I believe their first film, if I'm not mistaken. Necessary Roughness. Need for Speed with Aaron Paul. I feel bad Aaron Paul's career didn't really go the way he planned after Breaking Bad. I hope he gets better movie roles. Then we have Neighbors. Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising, although it doesn't say that on the cover for some reason. The Net. Never Been Kissed. I should talk about this. Every time I see this movie now, I think of Fight Club because of the title Bait and Switch that they do on the main menu screen. Then we have The Never Ending Story. Yes, that song did exist before Stranger Things, believe it or not. Then we have The New Kids. The Nice Guys, which I really hope we get a sequel to. And finally for this stack we have Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, which I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to. Alright, now we have Nightcrawler, which at least should have been nominated for Best Picture, if not winning it, honestly. What a snub. Then we have Night at the Museum and Night at the Museum Battle at the Smithsonian. The first one's definitely the better of the two, but I do have a soft spot for the second one, because Amy Adams killed it as Amelia Earhart. If they ever do an Amelia Earhart biopic, she should be the first choice. Then we have Night at the Museum's Secret of the Tomb. Kind of a whimper to end the trilogy off on, but I think it was Robin Williams' last movie. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. If I'm mistaken, let me know. Then we have the 4K of Nightmare Alley, yet another great Guillermo del Toro film. Hopefully he makes many more of these amazing projects with Netflix. I can't wait for Cabinet of Curiosities and Pinocchio. Then we have The Nightmare Before Christmas. Amazing film, amazing. Never make a sequel to it though, please. It doesn't need one. Then we have The Nightmare on Elm Street collection. We have the Criterion Collection of Night of the Living Dead. I actually grew up with the 90s remake of this film, yeah, I watched this when I got older, and I like it, but the 90s one is a bit more refined in some areas. I would like to own that one someday. Then we have Noah, No Country for Old Men, No Escape. We have Nonstop, another fun Liam Neeson action movie where he's stuck on a vehicle, just like The Commuter, but this time in an airplane. Then we have The Notebook. Then we have Nothing Like the Holidays. Then we have Notting Hill, stupidly underrated movie. I wish more people talked about that one. Then we have Now You See Me. Now You Don't. Okay, that was a terrible joke. I might cut that out. Now You See Me 2, not as good as the first, and the first one I thought was wasted potential, so that's not a good sign. Then we have Oblivion, not to be confused with the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Then we have Disney's Oceans. Then we have Oceans 11, 12, and 13. Then we have Oceans 8. Hopefully we get Oceans 9 and 10 to bridge the gap. That would be nice. Then we have October Sky. I saw this in school and fell in love with it. Then we have Oculus, a surprisingly not terrible film. I thought it was going to be bad, but it actually was really, really good. Then we have The Odd Life of Timothy Green, a movie I thought would be really, really good, but then was not. I liked it when I was a kid, and now I can't stand it. But that's just how things go. And then finally for this, we have The Office US, the complete series. It's missing a season because I'm in the middle of watching season 3, but this show is amazing. Even the last 2 seasons I get a bit of a kick out of. It's an amazing, amazing series if you haven't checked it out already. Moving on, we have An Officer and a Gentleman, which I really, really liked, a lot more than I thought I was going to. Then we have Oliver and Company and the Fox and the Hound movies. I did not like Oliver and Company that much. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I actually really did not enjoy it. The Fox and the Hound, though, I think is kind of a lost classic. I really liked that one. Not the sequel, but just the first one. Then we have The Omen. We have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We have One Crazy Summer. We have One Day. Then we have a Good Cop and A Stranger Among Us. I have not seen either, that's why I had to check. Then we have Onward, which one of my girlfriends likes a lot more than I do. I think it's alright, but it's not my favorite or anything. Then we have The Other Guys. which is a movie I remember being funnier than it actually was. I watched it again not long after my last Blu-ray collection video, and I didn't like it as much as I remember. Then we have The Other Woman, Our Idiot Brother, Overboard, not the remake, because the remake was terrible. This one, people say is problematic, but I think it's held up. I think it's still really funny, honestly. And, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn became an item, I think, because of that movie, if I'm not mistaken. So, good on them. Then we have Overlord, really fun zombie movie. Then we have Over the Hedge, much better film than I remember it. Then we have Over the Top, childhood film for me. Then we have Oz the Great and Powerful, now with a slipcover. I think this movie's really underrated. Sam Raimi directed it, and I love Sam Raimi, so. Then we have P.S. I Love You. I do love all of you if you've been watching for this long. Pacific Rim, not Pacific Rim Uprising, although I will probably own that eventually. Then we have Paddington. Paddington 2. Great films. I hope we get a Paddington 3. Then we have Pan. Then we have Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo del Toro's masterpiece. This is probably the best film he ever made. Actually, not probably. That is the best film he ever made. What am I talking about? Paper Towns. Let's see. The first 3 Paranormal Activity movies. I just wanted the first one, but it was cheaper to buy it as a set. So, there you go. Then we have Paranorman. I really liked Paranorman. Then we have Parasite, Best Picture winner and deservedly so. Then we have Parenthood. This is the movie. I've never seen the show. Then we have Parisia Tom. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Then we have Parks and Recreation, the complete series, because I had The Office, I had to get Parks and Rec, because I like it almost as much, if not more. If you're wondering, Dwight Schrute is my favorite character from The Office, and Ron Swanson is my favorite character from Parks and Rec. I just like those outlandish characters, what can I say? Then we have Passengers. Oof, this movie could have been so much better if it was a sci-fi horror film. But, it was alright for what it was. Then we have The Passion of the Christ. I heard they're making a sequel to this. I have no idea how that's going to work, but... then we have The Patriot. Patriots Day. Then we have Paul. Not as good as the Cornetto trilogy, but still entertaining enough, as it is. Then we have Paul Blart Mall Cop. I get a kick out of this, even though there is at times where I don't think it's very funny at all, but... then we have the Peanuts movie, underwatched. We have Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Tim Burton's first film, and what a way to start. I really like this film. Huge childhood film. Then we have Peggy Sue Got Married. Nicolas Cage is hella young in this, and he gives a pretty good performance, even for it being that early in his career. Then we have The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Ignore Ezra Miller. I cannot talk about how disgusted I am with him right now. Then we have Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. I used to watch this all the time as a kid. I had not read the books yet. When I read the books, I immediately stopped watching this movie. And as a result, I do not own the sequel because I did not like it. And I would love to own the Disney Plus series when it comes out, but I won't be able to because Disney Plus is mean and don't put anything on Blu-ray. So, then we have Peter Pan. Problematic classic, but still a classic. Then we have the live-action remake of Pete's Dragon. Well, is it live-action remake? Because the original is kind of live-action, but whatever. The remake of Pete's Dragon. I don't like the original at all. And then we have the original Pet Sematary. I do not own the remake, but you can let me know if I should get it. Now we have The Phantom. We have Phantom of the Opera, which is the remake. I will own the original one day, don't worry. Then we have Phantom Thread, Daniel Day-Lewis's last film, and what a film to go out on. It was amazing. Then we have Pineapple Express. Watching This Is the End made me really want to get a sequel to that. Then we have Pinocchio, the original classic. I should probably mention the remake. I don't really think the remake is going to be good, but I really am excited for Guillermo del Toro's remake, which is a different movie. Then we have The Pirates of Somalia. Then we have Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, easily the best Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and one of my favorite adventure films ever. Then we have Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, a pretty good sequel, but could have been better. Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End, same goes for this. Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, not as bad as people say it is, but also could have been much, much better. And then Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tale is my least favorite Pirates movie, but hopefully there's more in the future. And for the record, if Margot Robbie does replace Johnny Depp, please don't hate her for it. She's going to be trying her best, I know. Then we have Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect 2. The Pixar Short Films Collection, Volume 1. Volume 2. And Volume 3. I love all three of those volumes. Pixar short films are always up there with some of the best animation has to offer. Then we have Planet Ocean. We have the original Planet of the Apes. We have Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, my least favorite Tim Burton movie, but I still get a kick out of it. Then we have Rise and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Then we have War for the Planet of the Apes. Apparently Disney's already talking about making more of these. Like, guys, it's only been 5 years. Calm down. Then we have Platoon. Then we have Pleasantville, one of the most underrated movies I've ever seen in my life. Please watch it if you haven't already. Then we have Pocahontas, my least favorite Disney Renaissance film by quite a large margin. But it is beautifully animated, and Colors of the Wind is spectacular. Then we have Point Break. Give me it. Come on. We have the remake of Point Break, which I bought by accident. I bought this thinking that it was the original, but it wasn't. I didn't realize that until I got home with it. So, oops. Then we have Ponyo, another great Ghibli film. The Polar Express, all aboard! Sorry. Then we have all 7 Police Academy films. They're not all that good, some of them, but I do enjoy them. Then we have Porco Rosso, another great Ghibli film. Then we have Porky's. Then we have Poseidon. We have The Post, a pretty forgotten Steven Spielberg movie, I'm not going to lie, but a good one. Then we have 2017's Power Rangers. I'm going to have to make a video about the canceled Power Rangers cinematic universe as well. Then we have Practical Magic and the Witches of Eastwick. We have the original classic Predator, amazing film, holds up all these years later. Predator 2, which I like a lot more now than I used to. Predators, which for a long time was my favorite sequel. Then we have The Predator, easily the worst Predator movie. And then I would have Prey if it was on Blu-ray. I just saw Prey last week, and Prey, it was so, so good. Prey is easily my favorite of the sequels. Then we have Premonition. We have The Prestige, very underrated Christopher Nolan film. We have another copy of Pretty in Pink. I had it with the John Hughes collection, but here's an individual copy as well. And then finally we have Pretty Woman. People say that hasn't held up, but I still really like it. Now we have The Prince of Egypt. In my personal opinion, DreamWorks' crowning achievement. What a film Prince of Egypt was. I really wish they kept making 2D movies, because they were really good at it. Then we have Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Why was there not a single fucking Middle Eastern actor in this movie? What the hell? Seriously, what happened there? Then we have Princess and the Frog, one of Disney's most underrated films, for sure. Although they're talking about remaking it already. Like, guys, it's only 13 years old. Isn't that a little early to remake it? Whatever. Then we have The Princess Bride. Never, ever remake The Princess Bride. They're talking about it. Don't do it, please. Please. Inconceivable. Then we have the Princess Diaries films. I've only seen the first one, and I liked the first one. Then we have Princess Mononoke, another excellent Ghibli film. At least I think it's Ghibli. Yeah, it's Ghibli, isn't it? Yeah. Then we have Prisoners. If that's not a Ghibli movie, I'm going to look like an idiot. Then we have Private School. Then we have Promising Young Woman. We have The Proposal. Public Enemies. Didn't care for it much, but Johnny Depp is good in it. Then we have Pulp Fiction, with a slipcover now. This is an amazing film. What is there to say about it? It's amazing. Then we have Pump Up the Volume. Bit of an underrated film there. I like it. Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher. Ooh, this one apparently was hard to get. My mom got it for me as a present. This is not really a Punisher movie. This is kind of a generic 80s action movie disguised as a Punisher movie, but, you know, I wouldn't mind making a video on it one day if somebody asked me to. Then we have Thomas Jane's The Punisher, which I think is pretty damn underrated, I'm not gonna lie. Then we have The Punisher Warzone, also pretty damn underrated. We have Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Prince is my second favorite musician, just behind Michael Jackson, so of course I had to own Purple Rain. Then we have Push, which I saw in the theater with my dad, and I have a great memory of seeing it with him, so... And it's actually not that bad of a movie. I don't know why people hate it so much. Then we have Quantum Leap, the complete series, which annoyingly does not have subtitles, and I am hearing impaired, so that is problematic. But it is a good show, from what I've heard. Well, I couldn't literally hear it, but you know what I mean. Jeez. Quicksilver, not a Marvel movie. Not a Marvel movie. Then we have The Quiet Man. We have A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place Part 2, which was not nearly as good as the first one, but that was a high bar anyway. Then we have R.I.P.D., a shameless Men in Black ripoff that I despise. Then we have Race to Witch Mountain. We have Raging Bull. Didn't like this one as much as I would have liked to have liked it, if that makes any sense. I cannot speak today. Then we have the Raid Collection. We have Raising Arizona. Rango, which, in my opinion, did deserve to win Best Animated Feature, even though a lot of people think it didn't, but I think it did. Then we have Ratatouille, very much deserved its Best Animation Oscar. Ratatouille is my favorite Pixar movie, I think. Then we have Rat Race. This is kind of a guilty pleasure. I know it's got its bad spots, but I still enjoy it. Then we have Raya and the Last Dragon. This one kind of underwhelmed me a little bit. I was hoping it would be a little bit better. Then we have Ready Player One. Same with this. I kind of want this one to be better too. Then we have Real Steel. I also saw this in theaters with my dad and have a good memory of that. We have another copy of Rear Window. I already have this in the Alfred Hitchcock collection, but I really like Rear Window, and so does my mom. So, then we have Reasonable Doubt. We have Red. Red is a bit of an underrated film, in my opinion. Red 2, not as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed it. We have Red Dawn. We have Red Riding Hood, which I don't understand why people hate this one so much. I actually really like this for the most part. I think it's got a really good premise, and it's got Gary Oldman as the main villain. I mean, what more can you ask? Red Sparrow. This movie was a snooze fest. I really did not care for Red Sparrow. And then finally for this stack, we have the first 10 seasons of Red vs. Blue in this gigantic box set. I really like Red vs. Blue, and I hope to own every season of it one day, but for now I just have the first 10 seasons. Moving on, now we have Remember the Titans. Great film. We have The Replacements, a movie I liked more when I was younger than I do now, personally. Then we have Requiem for a Dream. Amazing film. Amazing. Love Darren Aronofsky's work. I kind of wish he got to do his Batman. That would have been cool. Then we have The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. Not a big Rescuers guy, but I can appreciate classics. Then we have Reservoir Dogs. We have Resident Evil, which is a really good film, actually. I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. I liked it so much, I decided to get all the sequels. So, we have Resident Evil Apocalypse. We have Resident Evil Extinction. Resident Evil Afterlife. Resident Evil Retribution. Resident Evil The Final Chapter. And Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City in this awesome slipcover. Yeah, last year's collection video, I only had the first 3 and I hadn't seen any of them yet. I ended up liking them so much that I ended up buying the other 4 films. And I loved all of them. although I did like the first three a lot more than the last three, that's for sure. And then the new one is, it's okay, it's fine. And actually, I liked it enough that I used the Resident Evil Afterlife opening song as my intro theme this time last year. Like, you might remember I did an intro with, like, rain coming down. That was actually from Resident Evil. So, yeah. The Revenant, finally Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar. He should have won it years before that, though. We have Revenge of the Nerds, has not held up in a lot of ways. We have Ride Along. We have Ride Along 2. We have Rio, not Rio 2 though. I've heard that the main species from this film is now extinct. I hope that's not true. That would be really sad. Then we have Rio Bravo. We have Rise of the Guardians, a stupidly underrated film. I wish more people had watched that, but it came out at just a horrible time. Then we have Risky Business. Ooh, okay, that almost fell. We have The Road to El Dorado, underrated as hell. We have Roadhouse. They're doing a remake of this, and there's still plastic. They're doing a remake of this, and I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. Although I didn't like the original that much. Then we have Road to Perdition. We have the original RoboCop. I think I will buy all of them one day, but for now the first one's good enough, because the first one's the only one that I actually like, so there you go. Then we have Robots, another underrated film, in my opinion. Then we have The Adventures of Robin Hood, in my opinion the best Robin Hood film, by far. Then we have Disney's Robin Hood, which I like but don't love, sorry. The remake is kind of concerning me. I think it's going to be a little bit uncanny. Then we have Robin and Marian, a very underrated Robin Hood film with Sean Connery that I wish more people watched, honestly. Then we have Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which is not boring. I've seen a lot of people say it's boring. It is not boring. Like, you can't tell me you watch Alan Rickman in that movie and you're bored. Come on. Then we have Robin Hood Men in Tights, a hilarious Mel Brooks film. Then we have the first season of the BBC Robin Hood series. I would own all the seasons, but this was the only one I could find on Blu-ray, sadly. I might buy the rest on DVD in the future. Then we have Russell Crowe's Robin Hood. Could have been so much better. Come on. Ridley Scott, really? You couldn't have done better than that? I'm sorry, but come on. Taron Egerton's Robin Hood, on 4K nonetheless. What a horrible movie, though. Then we have the Rob Zombie trilogy, which is House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell. Have not seen any of them. The only Rob Zombie movies I've seen are his Halloween films, and they did not make me want to watch those, if I'm being honest. Then we have The Rock, which is not about Dwayne Johnson. Don't get that mixed up. Then we have The Rocker. I love me some Rainn Wilson, and this movie gives me exactly what I was looking for. So, then we have The Rocketeer. Oh, childhood in my hands right here. I would watch this movie endlessly at my dad's house. Please make a sequel, a reboot, a TV show. Just do something with The Rocketeer, please. Then we have Rocket Man, which I felt was a lot better than Bohemian Rhapsody, and was a masterpiece in my opinion. Then we have Rock'n'Rolla. I know nothing about this film, except that it's in the collection. Then we have Rock of Ages, which I used to like more than I do now, but I still enjoy it. Then we have the Rocky Heavyweights collection, which is the first 6, or I should say all 6 Rocky movies, and I like most of them. I like all of them but the 5th one, honestly. Then we have Creed, which I think is one of the best in the franchise. And then we have Creed 2, which was disappointing, but I still thought it was alright. Then we have Role Models, underrated comedy. We have Romancing the Stone. Robert Zemeckis directed that before Back to the Future, funny enough. Then we have To Rome with Love. Romeo plus Juliet. The Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes one. Then we have Ron's Gone Wrong, a really underrated movie, honestly. I really wish it had gotten more attention. Then we have The Rookie. And finally for this stack we have Room with Brie Larson. What a fantastic film Room it was. Roommates. Rounders. Rough Night. Roxanne, one of the most memorable movie covers I've ever seen in my life. Then we have the WWE Royal Rumble 2011, which was the first ever WWE pay-per-view I ever saw, so it holds a lot of nostalgia, even though it's not the best Royal Rumble by any means. Then we have Rudy, just a really feel-good movie, not gonna lie. Rumble in the Bronx, Runaway Jury, Run Lola Run, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man. I believe they're about to remake this, so that's why I'm clarifying. I really like the Schwarzenegger one, even though it's cheesy as hell. Then we have The Rundown, one of my favorite movies with The Rock, actually. Then we have Rush. The Rush Hour trilogy in this beautifully made case. I love the first two movies. I don't really like the third one much, though, personally. Then we have Sabotage. We have Safe Haven. We have Safe House. Salt with Angelina Jolie, which I've heard mixed things about. Some people say it's great, other people say it's like the worst thing ever, so I don't know who to believe. Then we have The Sandlot. There was a point in time where I watched this movie every single day. I still love The Sandlot a lot. Then we have Sancho the Bailiff, the Criterion Collection. Then we have Dudley Moore's Santa Claus the Movie, which is a childhood film, a Christmas film, but growing up I don't like it that much, sorry. Then we have The Santa Claus, which a lot of people get mixed up with the one I just said. Then we have Satellite Girl and Milk Cow, which I know nothing about, although apparently it's not very good, which I didn't know when I bought it. Saturday Night Fever. This movie is a lot darker than I thought it would be. I thought this movie would be really goofy, but no, not as advertised. Then we have the 4K of Sausage Party. I got it on 4K because it was cheap as hell, and I liked Sausage Party when I first saw it, but I was a teenager, so I don't know if I'd like it now. But then we have Saving Mr. Banks, which I made the stupid decision of watching before Mary Poppins, because I didn't know this was a Mary Poppins movie. So that kind of spoiled me on Mary Poppins before I watched it for the first time. Then we have Saving Private Ryan, excellent war film. Then we have the 8-film Saw collection. I have yet to see any of the Saw movies, though, believe it or not. And I also have Spiral, which, as I said, I have not seen. I don't know if I'd like the Saw movies. That's why I haven't watched them yet. I'm putting them off for the right moment. Then we have Say Anything. This beautiful steelbook for Scarface. I absolutely love this steelbook. One of my favorite steelbooks. Then we have the 4K of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which I did like. We have School of Rock, which I get mixed up with The Rocker in my head sometimes. But School of Rock is definitely better. Then we have Schindler's List, one of Steven Spielberg's best films, and that is saying something. Oh, jeez. This just came apart on me. This is the Scooby-Doo Where Are You Complete Series Collection, and it comes in this weird mansion thing. I really like the original Scooby-Doo show, so I got it, but that case is kind of odd, not gonna lie. Then we have the new Scooby-Doo Movies Collection. I kind of have been on a Scooby-Doo kick the last year, not gonna lie. We have Scooby-Doo Music of the Vampire. We have Scooby-Doo Camp Scare. We have Big Top Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. This was a huge childhood film for me. Then we have Aloha Scooby-Doo, same with this one. Then we have the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, which I think are kind of hella underrated, although I definitely think that they have their bad moments. Then we have Scooby-Doo Frank and Creepy. And finally, for this stack, we have Scoob, which disappointed me. I really had high hopes for it, and it let me down, sorry to say. Now we have Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, one of Edgar Wright's best films, and he makes nothing but good films, that's saying something. Then we have the Scream, the first 3 Scream movies. I thought it would have the 4th one as well, but I ended up having to buy Scream 4 separately, sadly. And then I also have Scream 5, which is just called Scream because they just They want to confuse the crap out of everybody for some reason. I will buy Scream 6 when that gets made, don't worry. Then we have Scrooged, which I used to love and now I just kind of like. I like it a little less every time I see it, but I still enjoy it. Then we have Seabiscuit, which almost didn't get made because of Tobey Maguire's commitments to Spider-Man. Then we have Searching, which is a much better film than I thought it was going to be, and I really enjoyed it. Then we have Secondhand Lions. Let's see, Secret Admirer. Secretariat. The Secret Life of Bees. The Secret Life of Pets, just the first one. Have not seen it, but I've heard it's not very good. I didn't see it because the trailer just made me think it was a Toy Story ripoff. I don't know if that's the case or not, but we'll see. Then we have The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Then we have The Secret of My Success. I miss Michael J. Fox acting in movies. Then we have The Secret of Nim, one of Don Bluth's best films. I can't wait for Don Bluth to come back to animation. It's going to be great. Then we have The Secret World of Arrietty. We have Selma. We have Semi-Pro, which last year I said looked like it would be a good movie, but I have heard that it's definitely not. Then we have Serendipity. We have The Sessions. We have Set It Off. Then we have The Shadow, which is a bit of an underrated movie. We have Shadow Dancer. Shag. I have no idea what that movie's about. I think it's about dancing. It's just the title makes me laugh. The Shallows, very underrated shark movie. I really liked that one, actually. Then we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, or Shang-Chi. I don't know how you pronounce it, I'm sorry. Then we have Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. Neither of them are as good as Rush Hour, but I still enjoy them. Then we have The Shape of Water. Guillermo del Toro, he deserved an Oscar, but I think he should have gotten it for Pan's Labyrinth instead. That's just my personal opinion. But Shape of Water is still a really, really good movie. Then we have Shark Week, the 25th anniversary. We have Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End on 4K. I did not have this last year. This was a gift for my birthday, and I'm very glad I own it. Because all three of those movies are amazing. Then we have The Shawshank Redemption, speaking of amazing films. Then we have Shazam. I cannot wait for Black Adam. It should be a treat. Then we have She's All That, which not another teen movie parodied heavily. Then we have She's Out of My League. We have Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, which I really enjoyed. Sherlock Game of Shadows, which I didn't like as much, but I still enjoyed for the most part. Then we have the first season of the Sherlock TV show, which I have never seen and I would like to see eventually. Then we have Shooter, the movie. I have not seen the show. Then we have the Shrek Ultimate Collection, which is Shrek 1, 2, the third, Forever After, and then the first Puss in Boots movie, plus Shrek the Musical. I will get the new Puss in Boots movie when that comes out. And then finally for this stack we have Shutter Island, which was a fantastic film. Now we have Sicario. I don't have the sequel yet, but I will, don't worry. We have Side Effects. We have Signs, which I think is a bit of an overrated film, but I still enjoy how well directed and acted it is. Then we have Silence of the Lambs, definitely not overrated. Then we have Silver Linings Playbook, which was also a movie that could have won Best Picture and nobody would have complained. Then we have A Simple Favor. A Simple Twist of Fate. I've never heard of this movie before, to be honest. Then we have Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. I'd love to talk about the fact that this was supposed to be the first of a 7-movie series. 7 films, one for each of the seas. I would love to talk about that one day. Then we have Sin City, just the first one, because I really hated the second one, honestly. Then we have Sing. I will buy the second one of Sing, though, don't worry. Then we have A Single Man. We have Sinister. Love that case. We have Sisters. Let's see, we have The Sixth Sense. I'm not going to quote it because you already know what I would say. Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, a crazy underrated film. I watched this with my dad all the time when I was a kid, and I really wish more people saw it. Speaking of movies I wish people saw more, Sky High. Huge childhood film for me as well. Really wish that more had been made for this. They were going to do a TV show. They were going to make a sequel. I made a video about it. Check it out if you haven't. Really underrated, though. Then we have Sleeping with the Enemy, which kind of reminded me of The Invisible Man from a couple years ago, not gonna lie. Then we have Sleeping Beauty, kind of overrated. I've never really cared much for this one. It's well animated and everything, but I don't really like that one too much. I prefer Maleficent in a lot of ways. Then we have Sleepy Hollow, which I liked a lot more the first time. The second time I saw it, I saw more issues with it, but I still enjoy it. Then we have Slumdog Millionaire, which I understand why it won Best Picture, and it did deserve it, but I do think The Dark Knight should have won, as cliche as it is to say. Then we have Smokey and the Bandit. We have Snatch. Snatched, which I did not care for personally. Then we have Sneakers. We have Snitch. We have Snowpiercer the film, which was actually directed by the same guy who did Parasite, and this film is really, 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 really good. Check out the movie if you haven't. Have not seen the show. I've heard the show is not that good, though. Then we have Snow White and the Huntsman, which I really liked. I don't know why so many people sleep on this one. Huntsman Winter's War. I understand the hate for this one. It's not nearly as good as the first. It killed the franchise, honestly. Then we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I am weirded out by the remake. The remake is giving me weird vibes, but I think that the original movie could definitely be refined. It's a bit dated. Then we have The Social Network and This Awful Case That I Hate, but it is a great film. Then we have Solomon Kane, which legitimately I only got this movie because one of my teachers in high school had a poster of it on his wall. And I liked how the poster looked, so I got the movie. That's literally the only reason. I haven't even seen it yet. Then we have Some Like It Hot. I have seen this, and I think it's held up well. I really like it. Then we have Something Borrowed. Sonic the Hedgehog. What an underdog story this movie was, and I'm so happy it succeeded. It really deserved to. And then we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which I liked even more. I thought Sonic the Hedgehog 2 took everything they did right in the first one and doubled it. This film was way better than the first one, and I really liked the first one, so that's saying something. Cannot wait for the Knuckles show in Sonic 3. Bring me more, please. And then we have Sons of Anarchy Season 1, and come on, give me it. And then we have Sons of Anarchy Season 2, and that's it. Last year I said I would own the rest of the seasons, but I never ended up buying them, so sorry, I'll try to get them by next year. Moving on, we have The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which I think is a bit underrated. I understand why people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. Then we have Soul, which I thought would be an A+, but I'd give about an A-. I thought it was still pretty good, though. It just could have been a little better, sorry. Then we have Soul Eater, the complete series. If anybody was wondering if I have any anime crushes, it would be Maka Albarn from Soul Eater. Really like Maka, and I really love that show. Except for the ending. I wasn't fond of the ending. I loved it so much I bought Soul Eater Not, even though one of my girlfriends told me not to. I have not seen it yet, but I have heard mixed things about it, so we'll have to wait and see how I feel about that. Then we have Soul Surfer, which, if I'm not mistaken, might have been the first Blu-ray we ever bought. I could be wrong about that, though. Then we have The Sound of Music, classic. Source Code. Let's see. Then we have Southpaw. Love that slipcover. We have Spaceballs. Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made. I should use that quote in more videos, shouldn't I? That's a good quote to use a lot. Then we have Space Camp. Love this cover, but don't like this movie that much. Sorry. Oh, wait, before... Look at this. It actually says Lee Phoenix on it instead of Joaquin Phoenix. I never noticed that before. That's actually kind of funny. Because that's what he used to go by. Then we have Space Cowboys. I liked this movie, but didn't love it. Then we have Space Jam, a very dated film, but I still enjoy watching it. Space Jam: A New Legacy. Oof, this one was not good. Not good. I was hoping it would be a lot better than it was, that's for sure. Then we have Spartacus, a good film, underrated Stanley Kubrick film. And then we have Spartacus Blood and Sand in this awesome digibook. I really like that show. And rest in peace to Andy Whitfield. He was taken way too soon. And then we have Spartacus Gods of the Arena, also in a digibook. And those are the only seasons of that show I have, because they're the only seasons I honestly like, personally. Then we have Speed, great film, not the sequel though, fuck the sequel. Then we have Speed Racer, not a great film, but very stylistic, and I like how it's made. Then we have the Spiderwick Chronicles, which I liked but didn't love. I think that more people should show this movie some appreciation, though. I thought it was still pretty good. Then we have the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy. Hopefully he gets that 4th film. He deserves it. These films, childhood films for me. I even love the 3rd one, even though it's bad. I still love it. Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man, which is not amazing, but I still think people hate on it too much. Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the worst Spider-Man movie, but it's still pretty good, despite that, honestly. It's not the worst thing ever. So that shows you how up to par Spider-Man usually is. Then we have Spider-Man Homecoming, which I really liked when it came out, and kind of don't like as much anymore, but I still like it. Then we have Spider-Man Far From Home on 4K. I feel the same way about that. And then we have Spider-Man No Way Home, which I really liked. Although it took me a while to see it because COVID hit my state hard, so I couldn't see it in theaters. But anyway, then we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, deserved its best animated feature Oscar. Cannot wait for the sequels. Then we have Spies in Disguise, a bit of an underrated film. Then we have Spirited Away, which, I know I keep saying this, might be the best Ghibli film. Deserved its best animation Oscar. Then we have Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, underrated, but I will never own the sequel, I don't think. Then we have the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. I really want to own the first one. And the third one, actually. I'd like to own all the SpongeBob movies. Then we have Spy. Please make a Spy 2. I would really like to see a sequel to that. It was really funny. Then we have Spy Game. We have the Spy Kids trilogy, which I loved watching as a kid, especially the third one. Although growing up now, I realize that the first two are much better. And I will probably never own the fourth one. What fourth one? They didn't even happen. St. Elmo's Fire, horrible film. Both me and my mom hate it, so I don't even know why we own it. Then we have The Stand miniseries from, I believe, the 90s, which I really did like. I liked at first. I don't like the last couple parts of it, though. Then we have Stand By Me, in my opinion, the best Stephen King film. Then we have Stargate the movie. I have not seen the show. We have the 2018 A Star Is Born. I will probably buy the older versions of it eventually. And then finally for this stack we have Starman, which is a bit of an overlooked John Carpenter movie. Moving on now, we have the Star Trek Stardate 10-film collection. This is all the original 6 Kirk movies and all 4 of the original Picard movies. My favorite of these 10 films would be The Wrath of Khan, followed closely by The Voyage Home. Then we have the Star Trek Kelvin trilogy, which we're supposed to get a 4th film, but Matt Shackman just left apparently for Fantastic Four at the time of recording. I don't know if that's going to stick. So I don't know if Star Trek 4 is going to get made, but for now it's a trilogy, and I love all 3 of these, but the first one's definitely the best if you were to ask me. Then we have Star Wars, the complete saga, or it was the complete saga when it came out. This is the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. I love all of them, honestly. Then we have Rebels Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4. I do want to own the Clone Wars cartoon, but it is hella expensive, and I won't be able to own Season 7, because Disney Plus is mean, and they don't put any of their exclusives on Blu-ray, because they don't like us for some reason. Then we have The Force Awakens. I love this slipcover. It looks great. Force Awakens definitely the best of the sequels, if you ask me. Then we have Rogue One, one of my favorite Disney Star Wars projects. Then we have, I'm very much excited for Andor. Then we have The Last Jedi. Didn't like it when it came out. I like it a bit more now, though. Then we have Solo. Same for Solo. Didn't like it when it came out. Like it now. And then The Rise of Skywalker, which is easily my least favorite Star Wars movie. My favorite is Revenge of the Sith, if anyone was wondering. Then we have Starship Troopers. We have the Steam Engines of Oz. I know nothing about this movie, but I saw Oz in the title and decided to get it, because I like Wizard of Oz stuff. Then we have Step Brothers. We have Step Up. We have Steve Jobs. Great film. I think Seth Rogen gave a career best performance in that movie. Best performance he's ever given. Then we have Stir of Echoes. Straight Outta Compton. Straight Talk. Stranger Than Fiction. Very, very underrated Will Ferrell movie. Then we have Stripes. We have Stronger. Then we have Stuart Little. I'd like to get the sequel to that one day, because I actually think the sequel's a little better. Then we have Sucker Punch. Oof. I saw this in theaters with my dad. We liked it at the time, but yeah, it is a bit sexist, I won't lie. Then we have David Ayer's Suicide Squad, which I don't like, but Margot Robbie and Will Smith almost save it. Then we have The Suicide Squad, my most anticipated movie of last year, and it did not disappoint. I really, really liked this one. In my opinion, this is the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. It was very, very good. Then we have Sully, with a slip this year, which is nice. Then we have the Sun, Sand, and Sweat quadrilogy, which is Private Resort, Hard Body, Spring Break, and Perfect. I don't really care for any of those personally, but it is what it is. Sunshine could have been a much better film. And then we have Super 8, very underrated film. Even though people say it's derivative, I still think it's original enough. And then finally for this stack we have Superbad, which I used to really like, and I still do, but a little bit lesser. Moving on, now we have Superman the Movie, Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, and Superman Returns. Superman the Movie, undisputed classic. In my opinion, the best Superman movie, even still. Superman 2 is almost as good, it's just a little bit behind for me. And I do prefer the Richard Donner cut to the theatrical cut a lot. Then we have Superman Returns, which people like to shit on, but I actually think is pretty alright. I don't think it's that bad. But I would be lying if I said Bryan Singer probably should have directed X-Men 3. Then we have Superman 3, which if you watch this in the right mood, it will make you laugh a lot, like it did with me. Supergirl. This movie sucked so hard. Holy crap, I did not expect it to be as bad as it was. I got it because I wanted to own every one, and last year I was talking about Supergirl, so I wanted to see it, and I bought it and I watched it, and holy crap, is it bad. Then we have Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I debate about whether or not that's worse than Supergirl. They're both really bad. Then we have Superman, the animated series. I'm glad they finally put this on Blu-ray. I tried to have it last year, but I couldn't because it wasn't on Blu-ray yet. So I'm happy it finally is. Then we have Man of Steel, which I hated when it came out, but I like a lot more now. I was only a kid when it came out, so I was kind of bored by it back then. Then we have Superman Doomsday. Nah, that one kind of let me down. Then we have The Death of Superman. This one did not let me down. Would love to see that in live action properly, because Batman v Superman did not do it right. Then we have Reign of the Supermen. Didn't really care for that one. Then we have Superman Man of Tomorrow. This is what the template for a Superman reboot should use. Then we have Super Troopers. The upside-down case drives me crazy, but I do really like that film. Not the sequel, though. Then we have The Sure Thing. It's a bit dated in some areas, but I also think it's pretty underrated. Then we have Surf's Up. Speaking of underrated, holy crap, this movie should have been more successful. It was very good. Then we have Swamp Thing, the complete series. I wish it went on for more than one season. We have Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, one of Tim Burton's best films of the 2000s, if not his best film. Wait, no, Big Fish. Okay, it's one of his best films. Okay, we have The Sword and the Stone, childhood film for me, for sure. I know a lot of kids say they think it's boring, but I really like it. Tag, I don't really like Tag that much, personally. It's more my mom's movie, personally. Then we have the Taken trilogy. You know, I do like the first one a lot, but the other ones are kind of redundant. Then we have The Taking of Pelham, 1, 2, 3. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because I have not seen that one yet. Then we have The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, which is a great film, but it's way too long. Why is it so long? Then we have Talladega Nights, the Ballad... Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. It had a little bit of dust on it. Great film. Not Will Ferrell's best, but it's one of his best, I would say. Then we have The Tall Man, which I bought because it had a fun title, and the logo kind of looks like Alan Wake. So, then we have Tangled, which I saw in the theater, and I have great memories of seeing it. One of my favorites of the last 12 years. Then we have Tango and Cash. I love both of these actors, but didn't really come together for that one. Then we have Tarzan, which I didn't see until I was a bit older, but I really like. What a way to end the Disney Renaissance. It was a good one. It was a good way to end it. Even if I consider Emperor's New Groove to still be part of it. Then we have Taxi Driver in this awesome big set. I think it's a digibook. Either way, Taxi Driver. Great film, must have in the collection. We have The Ten Commandments. Didn't like it as much as the Prince of Egypt, personally. Then we have Tenet. Not Christopher Nolan's best film, but I still enjoyed it. Then we have Ted. I liked it a lot when I was young, not as much anymore. Same goes for Ted 2. Yeah, just movies that I watched when I was young, because when you're in your early teens, like I was when those movies came out, then you find them a lot more funny than you would as an adult. At least in my case. Then we have Teen Titans, the complete original series, was canceled way too soon. Then we have Teen Titans Go to the Movies, which was a fun movie. I will get Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go, I just don't have it yet. Then we have Titans Season 1, which I really liked. And then Titans Season 2, which I liked a lot more. I will get Season 3 of that eventually as well. And we have Teen Wolf the movie. I've actually never seen the show, believe it or not, but I did like the movie. The first movie, anyway. Then we have The Terminal, very underrated Spielberg film, in my opinion. Then we have The Terminator, my personal favorite Terminator. I do think it's better than the second. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, almost as good as the first, but just a little behind for me. Then we have Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. I watched that one the most as a kid. Growing up, I realized it's not very good, though. Terminator Salvation, a little bit underrated. It's not horrible, but could have been much better. Terminator Genesis, my least favorite Terminator film by far. And I didn't even bother getting Dark Fate, because that movie just pissed me off a lot. Then we have Terms of Endearment. This beautiful steelbook for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. I would have bought the set with all of them, but I couldn't find a set with all of them. So, anyway, we have that awkward moment. That awkward moment when I realized I couldn't get a Texas Chainsaw set. Then we have Thelma and Louise, classic. The Theory of Everything. This movie made Eddie Redmayne's career. Really. And then we have There's Something About Mary, which I didn't like as much as I wanted to, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. Moving on, we have There Will Be Blood, Daniel Day-Lewis's best film, in my opinion. They Live, starring Roddy Piper, probably my favorite wrestler in WWE history. Then we have John Carpenter's The Thing, which if you haven't seen this, like, what are you doing? Watch it. Then we have the 2011 Thing prequel, which I really wanted to like, but I just don't, man. I really wish it had been a Norwegian subtitle film, and I really wish they didn't use CGI. If they had done those things, it would have been a lot better. Then we have This Is 40. We have This Is the End, which I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to. Then we have This Means War. Didn't like that one that much. Then we have Thor, now with this awesome slipcover that I love. First Thor movie, it's not the best. It's fine, you know. It's fine. It's a lot better than Thor: The Dark World, which definitely one of my least favorite MCU films. Then we have Thor: Ragnarok, also with a slipcover now. Easily the best of the Thor movies. Although I have not seen Love and Thunder, I've heard it's not that good. So let's have to wait and see. Three Amigos, dated in a lot of ways, but still funny. Then we have Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Long title, but good film. We have 3 O'Clock High, kind of a forgotten 80s classic. Then we have Time Bandits. We have A Time to Kill, The Pelican Brief, and The Client. I got it for A Time to Kill. I have not seen these other two films. Then we have Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Another long title. Then we have the Tin Man miniseries, which I wish more people liked, because I really like that series. Then we have Titanic, one of James Cameron's best films, and I do not say that lightly. Then we have Tombstone, very, very good film. Love Tombstone, and Val Kilmer really did a good job. Then we have Tomorrowland. I used to hate this film because it got Tron 3 canceled, but looking back, like now that Tron 3 has been seemingly uncanceled, I gave this movie another try, and I actually really like Tomorrowland now. I'm sad that they didn't make more of them. Then we have Tommy Boy, classic, rest in peace Chris Farley. Then we have Top Gun. I will get Top Gun Maverick because I've heard it is very good. Then we have Total Recall, just the original, because that's the only one worth seeing. Then we have The Tourist, which I have not seen. My mom kind of got on a Johnny Depp kick, so she kind of bought a lot of Johnny Depp movies, which I'm okay with because I love Johnny Depp. Then we have The Town, great film, which for some reason I thought was a horror movie. I don't know why, but it's not. Then we have the first 3 Toy Story films, one of the best movie trilogies ever put to screen. My favorite would be the second one, with the first one close behind it. I like the third one a lot, but it is my least favorite, personally. Let's see. Then we have Toy Story of Terror. We have Toy Story That Time Forgot, and the one that everybody forgot. Then we have Toy Story 4. Which is my least favorite Toy Story movie, but I still think it's an A-range film. And I will get Lightyear. I have not seen Lightyear yet, so I don't know how badly I want it yet, but we'll see. Then we have Trading Places, which I really liked, even though it's got some racially insensitive moments. Then we have Training Day. Earlier I said End of Watch is proof David Ayer can direct. I should have said Training Day. Training Day is even better than End of Watch. Then we have Trainwreck, which made me laugh way harder than I expected it to. And then we have the Transformers Collection, which is the first 5 Transformers films, and then Bumblebee. Bumblebee being easily the best Transformers, followed closely by the first one, which I also think is pretty good, but too long. And then finally for this stack we have the Transporter. I would love to have Transporter 2, but my mom says it's not good. I've heard other people say it's like better, so I don't know what to think yet. Moving on, we have Treasure Planet. Please make a live-action remake of that. It really deserves it. And it would be really awesome, too. Then we have Tremors. Trick or Treat, or Trick or Treat. Very, very underrated Halloween film. One of the best Halloween films I've ever seen. We have Tron Classic, the original Tron film, which is not held up, but it was a technical achievement at the time, and it is a good film, so. And then we have Tron Legacy, which I actually like more than the original, personally. And this is the film that, of course, gave me the name Rinzler. So I really need to make a video about Tron one day. I'll probably make a video about the canceled Tron 3 eventually, because I have to. I'm Rinzler, you know? Come on. Then we have Tropic Thunder, divisive movie, but I enjoyed it. The Steelbook of the original True Grit. And then we have the remake of True Grit. Then we have True Romance, which I liked more than I thought I was going to. Then we have The Truman Show, also loved a lot more than I thought I was going to. Truth or Dare, I thought this would be a dumb, fun movie, but it was just bad. It was just terrible. Hated it. Then we have Turning Red, in my opinion, the best Pixar movie of the decade so far, and it's not even close for me. Then we have Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse. The first one's the only one I can honestly tolerate. I really hate all the other ones, including Breaking Dawn Parts 1 and 2. I'm sorry for any Twilight fans. I'm just not a fan. It's just not for me. Forgive me. But anyway, Twins. Twins is very underrated. I think it's funny as hell. Then we have Twister. I really wish they had gotten to do the sequel, Twister 3D. That would have been cool. Then we have, and also rest in peace, Bill Paxton. I should have said that a long time ago. Then we have Unbreakable. Very underrated film. In my opinion, M. Night Shyamalan's second best film. Then we have Split, which was also a very good film. And then Glass, which was a not-so-good trilogy capper, not gonna lie. I really want that one to be better. Then we have Unbroken. We have the Uncharted movie. I have not played the games yet, so I don't know if by comparison the movie's bad, but I've heard the movie's bad. So, anyway, we have Uncle Buck, kind of a forgotten John Hughes classic. I really like Uncle Buck. Then we have Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler's best movie in my opinion. Then we have Under the Skin, a very strange movie, but also a very good movie. Then we have Underworld. I really like the Underworld movies, actually, which is why I decided to buy all of the Underworld movies in the last year, including Underworld Evolution, which I did not like that much. Underworld Rise of the Lycans, which I think is hella underrated. Then we have Underworld Awakening, which I liked but didn't love. And then Underworld Blood Wars, which was probably my least favorite Underworld movie, but I still liked the way it was stylized. Then we have The Untouchables, classic. We have Up, which I've been kind of shitting on this video, I'm sorry, with Coraline and Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't hate Up, I just don't think it's the best film of 2009. It's not, I'm sorry. But I do think Up is a good film. Very good. Then we have The Upside. Bryan Cranston killed it, as did Kevin Hart, actually. Then we have Up the Creek. Love that box art. Then we have U.S. Marshals. We have Us, which is not as good as Get Out, but it's still pretty good. I will get Nope at some point soon. Don't worry. Then we have The Usual Suspects. Bryan Singer, one of Bryan Singer's first movies and his best film. I can't reiterate enough how much of a shame it is that Bryan Singer is blacklisted. Deservedly so, but it is such a shame. Then we have Valerian, The City of a Thousand Planets, which I thought was a good-looking film, but it's eh. Then we have Valkyrie, another Bryan Singer film. A bit underrated, that one. Then we have Valley Girl. Love the art for this. And look how young Nicolas Cage is. Then we have Venom. Love the love the slipcover, I should say. I've been talking for a while, forgive me. But I don't like this movie very much. Then we have Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which I liked a lot more than the first one, but still don't like too much. It still felt like a waste of potential. And then we have V for Vendetta, The Watchmen Director's Cut, and Keanu Reeves' Constantine. V for Vendetta is easily the best of these three. I'd give V for Vendetta an A+. Watchmen, I think, is pretty underrated. It adapts the comic pretty accurately, with only some minor alterations and cuts, because I have read the comic. And then Constantine, I have not seen yet, but I would like to see, because people say it's underrated. And then finally for this stack we have the HBO Watchmen TV show, which people were disappointed when it ended, but they did say it was a limited series, so what did you expect? No offense. Moving on, we have Vision Quest. A bit of an underrated film. We have The Vow. We have A Walk Among the Tombstones. We have The Walk. Then we have The Walking Dead Season 1. We have The Walking Dead Season 2. There's dust all over these, sorry. Walking Dead Season 3. I need to dust the shelves off more often, forgive me. Then we have Walking Dead Season 4. Season 5. These are cool covers. Season 6. Season 7. Season 8. And Season 9, which up to now is the latest season I own. I don't know if Season 10 is on Blu-ray yet. And I also want to apologize because these actually were supposed to be featured in last year's video, but I cut them out by mistake. I cut out that segment by mistake. Hopefully I won't do that again this year. Hopefully you guys are seeing this now. Then we have A Walk in the Clouds. We have Walk the Line. Very good Joaquin Phoenix movie. We have WALL-E, which was my favorite as a kid. It's not my favorite anymore, but it's good. It's very, very good. We have Wall Street. We have Wanted, which is a fun movie, but it's not logical, but it's not supposed to be. And we have War Games, which I didn't like as much as I thought I would, sorry to say. Then we have War Horse, pretty overlooked Steven Spielberg movie. Then we have Warm Bodies. Somehow they managed to make a zombie romance not terrible. In fact, it was really good. Then we have Warrior, also a very good film. Then we have the remake of War of the Worlds. I have to see the original, I know. Then we have The Watch. Don't know anything about that, except that it exists. Then we have The Waterboy. Not Adam Sandler's best film, but I still like it for the most part. We have Water for Elephants. Robert Pattinson has made a lot of better movies since then. Then we have The Water Horse, Legend of the Deep. Excuse me. I watched that movie a lot as a kid. Then we have The Way Back. We have The Way, Way Back. Why do they have to name those so similar? We have We Are Marshall. Weathering with You. Very expensive movie. We have We Bought a Zoo. Underrated. We're the Millers. Did not like this movie, but my mom really did. Then we have Wedding Crashers. We have The Wedding Ringer. The Wedding Singer. One of Adam Sandler's best films. Weird Science. A bit dated, but it's classic, you know? Then we have Welcome to Marwen, a strange movie, but I still love Steve Carell, so it's fine. Then we have the original West Side Story. I don't have the remake yet. Then we have Westworld the movie. We have Westworld the show, Season 1. Whoa, okay. It fell out. Okay. And we have Westworld Season 2. I will get Season 3, and I think Season 4 just came out. I will get those seasons eventually, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. We have We Are Soldiers. We have What's Your Number? Kind of an underrated film. I kind of like that one, actually. Then we have When Harry Met Sally. Classic romance. Then we have When the Game Stands Tall. We have Where the Wild Things Are. Sorry, that still had plastic on it. Where the Wild Things Are. Underrated. People think this movie's weird. I actually think it's really well made. And well shot. Then we have Whip It and Juno. Both good films, but have aged a bit poorly. Then we have Whiplash, the Steelbook of Whiplash, which I really, really like. J.K. Simmons gives a career best performance in that. Then we have Whisper of the Heart. We have White Christmas. I love the slipcover to that. We have White House Down. I will get Olympus Has Fallen and London Has Fallen eventually. We have Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which I only saw for the first time last year, and I couldn't believe it took me so long. It was great. We have Wild Hogs. We have Wild Cats. Yeah, Wild Cats. I almost call it Wild Cat. Let's see. We have Wind. We have The Wind Rises, which should have won Best Animated Oscar in 2013. I'm sorry, Frozen was great, but it was not better than The Wind Rises. We have Winter's Bone. This is the movie that really made Jennifer Lawrence a star, honestly. Then we have Willow. I can't wait for that sequel show. It should be cool. I want to see more from that world. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Fantastic, fantastic film, for sure. Then we have Meet Joe Black in Wimbledon. Which is, you know, I've never heard of them, but cool. Without a Paddle. Witness, very underrated Harrison Ford movie, honestly. Then we have The Wizard of Oz. This is a classic and deservedly so. I would love to get Return to Oz eventually, but it's like impossible to find on Blu-ray. But Return to Oz is a childhood classic for me. I'd love to own it. Let's see, we have The Wolfman, the original. Good film. It's aged a bit in some places, but it's still a classic. Then we have the 2010 Benicio del Toro Wolfman, which is not terrible, but it could have been a lot better. Then we have The Wolf of Wall Street. Excellent, excellent film. Could have won Best Picture. Then we have Woman in Gold. We have Wonder. Excellent film. Excellent. Then we have Wonder Woman, the animated film. Excellent. Then we have the Wonder Woman live-action film. Also excellent. Very, very good. Easily the best DCU movie for me, besides the Suicide Squad. It's one of those two. Then we have Wonder Woman 1984. This one didn't do it for me, guys. Just could not get behind that one. Then we have Working Girl. Excuse me. We have World War Z. Hope we get the sequel to that soon. If we ever do. Then we have Wreck-It Ralph. One of my favorite Disney movies of the 2010s, if not my favorite. Then we have Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is a movie that exists, so what can you do? It's not good, but it exists, so whatever, I own it. Then we have The Wrestler in this beautiful steelbook. Funny thing, actually, I bought this steelbook used and didn't realize until I got home that it was Region 2. So I brought it back, bought another copy of The Wrestler, and then just put that copy in the steelbook so I could keep the steelbook. And they let me do that, so that was cool. Then we have A Wrinkle in Time, which is... did not like that one, sorry. Then we have the original X-Men trilogy, which is X-Men, X2, X-Men United, and X-Men The Last Stand, which were all huge movies in my childhood. X-Men Origins Wolverine, my least favorite, and there's a sticker covering Wolverine's face, so isn't that nice? We have X-Men First Class, one of my favorite of the movies, actually, except for Emma Frost. I didn't like January Jones as Emma Frost. The Wolverine, better cover than film. Yeah, this one could have been much, much better, but it wasn't terrible. Then we have X-Men Days of Future Past, my second favorite X-Men movie, I would say. Then we have X-Men Apocalypse. Oof, missed opportunity with that film. Then we have... Are you going to let me have it? Okay. Then we have Logan, which is my favorite of the X-Men movies for sure. I'd be perfectly fine if Hugh Jackman never plays Wolverine again after this. This was a really good way to send his character off, honestly. And then the last X-Men... Or, no, it's not. X-Men Dark Phoenix was the last X-Men, and then we got this. The New Mutants, which was... horrible. Both of those movies were horrible. It's such a shame. The X-Men movies started off so promising and they ended on such a low note. Then we have another copy of Yes Man. It was in a double earlier, as in one of those two movies in one things. It was in that, but I actually didn't know that. I bought this separately because I didn't know we already had it. But either way, Yesterday. As I said, I'm a huge Beatles fan, so this is a must-own. Then we have You Again. Not a very good film, but it's okay. We have Young Frankenstein. Hilarious film, although some people I know think it's overrated, but I don't. I love it. Then we have Young Guns. I know nothing about Young Guns. We have Young Justice, Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. I love Young Justice. It's great. I hope we get a Young Justice live-action adaptation one day. Then we have Your Name. Fantastic film. Oh boy. Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Oh god, what a title, am I right? Don't want that around when relatives come over. Then we have Zero Dark 30. We have Zodiac. I love the case for Zodiac. It's very creative. We have Zombieland, which I really liked, although not as much as Shaun of the Dead, which it's very similar to. We have Zombieland Double Tap on 4K. Did not like this film. A lot of people said they liked it. I really didn't care for it. I didn't think it was even a little bit funny, if I'm being honest. Then we have The Zookeeper, which I'll probably never ever watch again, because I didn't like it that much. And then finally we have Zootopia, probably my favorite Disney movie of the 2010s, and it better get a sequel, seriously. And that is it. That is my Blu-ray collection of 2022. It really took a lot out of me. It took a long time to record this. I'm very winded, so I apologize if I seem like I was rushing through anything. I was just recording for a long time. But I'm very happy this was my first video back, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But anyway, let me know how you feel about it in the comments down below, and if you did like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and share it with all of your friends and all your various social media platforms. And please follow me on Instagram at Rinzler_Productions, and I'll see all of you in the next video.